Yeah, what do you want? You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh? I knew you were the type. Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now. If a world isn't strong enough to defend itself, it's basically forfeit. But this story is about something a little different. We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake. The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on a side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other, just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it, something inactive, in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that. Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed. We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance. Is there something else you want to know? Your choice.
Totally not the Vong. I just realized I missed a quest here. Mouse, stupid fault. Shadows of the Empire. Zach Taft, easy answer. The book, obviously.
Yes, what's on your mind? I'm not very good at this. I know I owe you an apology. More than one, probably. I was just so desperate to finally face Saul directly in the battle over Terrace. And now the Jedi have us looking for these star maps. I know this mission is important, it's just, I feel a bit useless. I mean, I can fight, sure, but I'm no Jedi. All this feels completely out of my league. Because this is more important. This may really finally make a difference. I suppose even if I can't figure out everything that's going on, I still want to help if I can. I just hate not knowing what's going on and feeling this helpless. But I shouldn't have taken that out on you. I've been a royal pain in the backside, haven't I? No, I do worry about it. I've traveled the lanes more than once. I should know better than this. So, I'm sorry. Will you accept my apology?
No, just keep quiet and do what you're told from now on.
Done. Let's get underway then, shall we, partner?
How can I help? Yes, I did end that quite abruptly, didn't I? Perhaps a master could have addressed my questions with the proper wisdom, but I never should have brought it up here. Not with you. Part of my purpose on this mission was to guide you in the way of the light, to help you avoid the temptations of the dark side. But I fear I've failed in that task. I don't think I'm the proper Jedi to guide you. I am no master. You should have remained with the Council. The fact of the matter is, I have never possessed much skill at controlling myself. With the bond that joins us, it seems I have even less. You have maintained the path of the light side, but it has been in spite of my influence, not because of it. It's increasingly obvious I am unable to guide you properly. I don't know. I think I may have made a very big mistake. I simply hope that you are not the one who pays the price, ultimately, for the fact that I can't help you enough.
Okay, hang on. Novel idea. Rather than me leaning on you like a crutch, maybe we could help each other.
That's a kinder response than I deserve. And I can see there is wisdom in your words.
I mean, even Shikor agrees. He's insane. I mean, watch my show, for God's sakes. I'm still eating breakfast here, which is why I'm kind of...
You continue to be there for me, don't you? Even after I keep pushing you away, you're still around when I need you most. You're like no man I've known before. And you're nothing like what I expected you to be after the Council sent us on this mission together.
I mean, no man you've known cares for you as much as I do.
I need time to think about all this. They're not going as I thought they would. We should continue on with our mission for now.
Thank you very much, Shikor. I very much appreciate the sub, sir. And I keep misspelling this word. You can tell I play Final Fantasy games. I just automatically mentally wrote that down as Tales of Raise. As in Life 1. Instead of Arise, which is Life 2. Karth is just like, hey, what's up? You two need a room? I mean... It's cool. Yeah, let's clarify really quick. First of all, thank you very much, Mike Romano. Very much obliged, sir. Second of all, do you mean canceling your Amazon subscription? Or canceling putting it towards me? Because those are very, very different questions. And then I'll know how to properly respond to that. Yeah, me and Mission can go scrub the thing. It's cool. We got other things we can work on. Okay, gotcha. To say, if I've done something wrong, I would like to know what, so I can try and fix it. That's pretty much always my attitude. What'd they cancel this time? I love how we're automatically anti-Zerka, by the way. Just automatically. I mean, why wouldn't we be? This is all the stuff we kind of skipped because we teleported back to get base camp. Just wondering. Oh, that's even worse. That's the Netflix trick. We've decided to discontinue this show. But I was watching that. I know, right, Dakota? Anyways, regardless of all that, thank you very much, Mike Romano. And welcome to the 2-year club. Very, very much obliged and appreciate 2 years of support. Thank you, sir. I am curious what you'd like to put that towards, as I have mentioned a few times before. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. The 2-year mark, I like to give a little extra. So I will put all 2 years of that towards HOM. You got it, sir. Thank you again. And good morning, everyone. By the way, I still haven't finished my breakfast. I'm gonna mute myself. No, Zach Taft, I am not. It was a good idea that I think Pillars of Snow had yesterday, and we're gonna follow through on it. Zerka.
I'm here.
Zerka is a bunch of incompetent boobs who have no idea what they're doing, and just stumble around thanks to corporate greed and really nothing else. By a bit of contrast, the Exchange at least has the ability to actually get some stuff done and, in fact, challenge several of the other major criminal powers in the area. Plus, the Exchange has a tendency to, you know... I'm trying to think how to phrase this. They're more overt with their evil. They walk up to you and say, hey, we're enslaving you. There it is. Zerka is like, yes, we'd definitely love to assist you with this, and all we have to do is...
What can I do?
Go through these 17 forums and fill out this line here, and there we go. There we go. Yeah, Zerka probably should not have power. The fact that they do is kind of terrifying. I mean, it's really just a matter of picking your poison there. And there's Master Armor. Yeah, it looks like you're right. It doesn't increase the speed. Pity. Oh well. I mean, obviously we should extinguish both of them. And probably the Hutts while we're at it. Actually, I know I've talked about this before, but I have a variable amount of respect for the Hutt cartels. Depending on who's writing them, really. Because the Hutts are gangsters, which tend to be better than some of the other aspects of criminal elements within Star Wars. Depending, again. I mean, again, that's a little bit of picking your poison there. They also tend to be self-policing. I just realized I could just hearth out. Or I can't. Okay. You know, I've decided, I know what I want to do. I want to go down to the Shadowlands. So I'm down to the floor, so I can... Really? I can't warp back. Okay, whatever. going to be going wild today. You have a new email. You have a new email. It's all the people responding to the post. Oh yeah, for those of you who don't have, don't follow Discord and or don't get email notifications, the February Patreon post is up as of this morning, on the 5th of the month, as it always is. I literally have a calendar notification to remind me to do that every month. Backtracking? This one's my fault. I don't blame the game on this. I'd love to, but I can't. I will blame the game on me getting stuck on something. Oh, for God's sakes. What are we missing? Jolie. Kashyyyk is not something I would call beautiful. Good graphics, sure, but not beautiful. That place is in Nightmare Land. Do I need to literally start carrying you, buddy? There we go. You gotta be kidding me with this. There we go. Okay, let's get off this dirt bomb. It's okay, guys. Mission's brother would never let us down. We're doing Manon next, by the way. For anyone who cares. Meanwhile...
Calo Nord is dead, Lord Malak. He has failed in his mission. Forgive me.
The penalty for failure is death, Admiral Kareth. But the failure was Calo's, not yours. You may rise.
Shall I hire another bounty hunter, Lord Malak?
No mere bounty hunter can stand against a Jedi. I shall not make the same mistake again. My apprentice, Darth Bandon, shall take care of our young Jedi friend.
This is so stupid. We've got to establish that Darth Bandon is super badass. How do we do this? Got an idea. He'll destroy units, people, and consoles on his own ship for no reason. This is their flagship, I remind you.
And bring her to me, alive, if possible.
As you command, Master.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's his boss's command ship. Oh my God. Do not doubt the limits of my stupidity, for they are boundless beyond your capacity to reckon. I don't know, Permius. There's only one way to find out. Everybody must fear my very presence.
You're back! I knew you'd come through for me. I knew I could count on you. You do have a tech land for me, right?
Yes.
Come to Papa, you sweet simian organ. It may not look like much, but once I turn this into a bottle of Torresian ale, it'll end up being worth a fortune. Thanks, Mission. You won't regret helping me out with this.
This wasn't my idea, Griff. If it was up to me, I'd let the exchange deal with you.
Jeez, sis, that's pretty harsh. Come on, I know things haven't been great between us, but when I corner the market on Torresian ale, I'll make things up to you.
Forget it, Griff. Don't you understand? It's too late. You're dead to me now. I don't want any more to do with you, ever.
Okay, that's the way you want it. But when I'm rich, you're gonna regret saying that. You know, once we synthesize this and start brewing Teresian ale in mass quantities, we're gonna be looking for some investors. You give me a couple of 100 credits, and I can get you in on the ground floor. You'll get a return of, oh, at least 20 times your investment. Wise move. I can see you really understand how business works. Now, when you see your chance, you jump at it, huh? That's my motto. I better get started on brewing that ale. Meet me back here later, and I'll have a down payment on what I owe you.
Anyways, apparently it didn't take the unmute, but for the record, we do not get that money back. Ever. That's 300 credits we've thrown into a black hole. Yes, exact out. No, I won't sell them in body parts. I'll keep them around. Alright, Manon. Manon. There's Manon. Vision, vision, vision. It looks like it's on the bottom of the ocean. That can't possibly be. How strange.
You felt it, yes? Another vision? The Force continues to work through us, showing us the star maps unearthed by Reverend Malak. It is strange that anyone would have built a star map here. The entire surface of Manon is covered by nothing but vast oceans.
It was totes underwater.
The ocean floor is vast, and much of it is uncharted, even by the native Selkath. But how could Revan and Malak have found their way down? No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
I hope y'all are looking forward to the second planet in a row with... Or... Because, yeah. My repair is up to 6 now. In one more level, I'll be able to push it up to 7. I don't know, Dakota. I don't think I want to know. We, of course, have to bring Jolee. Oh yeah, I should have hit Yavin, shouldn't I? I only have 8,000 credits right now. Hang on. I've given that negative, right? Yes, I have. Were we T-posing just now? Oh no.
Hava! Tong hitwama ag iinko tune. Portong hiwama ji aki ki muli ki.
Okay, what do we got here? Seven AC, 3 Dex bonus. Total immunity to cold, fire, and sonic damage. 22,000 credits. Yeah, it's really good, but ironically, I don't think any of my main party would use it. What else we got here? That's pretty nice. All saves +1, immunity to mind-affecting effects, and poison. I might pick that up. Dexterity 3. That's an implant. Jesus. This implant gives you weapon focus, pistol, rifle, weapons. Excuse me, heavy weapons, melee weapons. Blaster, pistol, blaster, rifle, heavy weapons, melee weapons. Oh my god, it's like 12 feats in one there. Droid thing, droid thing. I don't see a repair thing, which I was kind of hoping for. Well, I'm going to go and grab that. The quest for Zalbar's dad, Freyr. You have to kill these bugs in order to get them to drop a corpse, in order to put it on a vine, in order to spawn the boss, in order to kill the boss, in order to get the item, in order to turn into Freyr. Somewhere along there, something got screwed up. I have my own theories on what got screwed up, but the long and the short of it is I was either soft-locked on it, or it was just straight up bugged. So, I cheated in the item, and we just pretended as if I did the quest. Yeah, screw it. I think that's it for now, though. And now we're going to probably look like this for the rest of the game, so that's fun. Yeah, probably Valvatrix. Unless I'm just trying to notate bugs as they happen. Well, you were correct. I should probably get rid of that. Cast the spell, Jesus. Okay, now we go to Manon, for realsies this time. I swear we're going to start Manon sometime today. So we have to bring Jolie, like, it's just flat mandatory.
You Republic people are so pathetic, sitting around groveling at the table scraps the galactic senators deign to give you.
Fresh reminder that this guy used to be a Republic soldier.
It makes me sick.
The senators work for the good of the whole galaxy, not for individual gain.
Ha! Don't make me laugh, you gutless simp. It's the destiny of weak-minded fools like you to be ruled over by the strong, like we Sith.
I'm warning you. Don't push me or you'll get just what you're asking for.
Try it. Just try it. I'd love to see you throw the first punch. And with all the cameras around, the Selkath would be all over you inside of 30 seconds. You break their laws. You pay the price, Republic scum. But I can see that you're not man enough to back up your words anyway. If you ever feel like relieving yourself of your worthless existence, feel free to come by our enclave here. We have many, many ways to fulfill your wish.
Yeah, what are you... Oh, I apologize, Master Jedi. I should not have been rude.
It's all good.
No, really, I should apologize. I should try to control myself, as you Jedi do. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah, what the hell is going on here?
Well, these damn Sith are everywhere on Manaan, pushing us Republic citizens around, trying to goad us into breaking the law somewhere. Yeah, the Selkath want to maintain their neutrality in this war we're fighting with the Sith, and they enforce it very strictly. So we just have to sit here and let the Sith insult us, and we can't raise a hand against them. Otherwise, the Republic will face severe Kolto export restrictions, and that could lose us the war altogether. You're joking, right? I'm sorry, but everyone knows what Kolto is. It's the most powerful healing agent in the galaxy. I would have died several times myself if we didn't have this stuff handy. But the reason it's important here is that Kolto is only found naturally on Manaan, and all of our attempts to synthesize it have failed miserably. So, we sit here on the surface, the Selkath harvesting what Kolto bubbles up from the bottom of the ocean, and we buy it from them. Well, us and the Sith, of course. The Selkath don't want to play favorites.
I'm not going to go over this again, but I just want to say that this whole neutrality situation is wonderfully tenuous and amuses the hell out of me. Like, we talked about that for like half an hour during the lore run.
The Selkath think that by staying neutral, they can play both sides, selling Kolto to everyone that needs it, and making themselves too valuable to be worth conquering. Well, that, and they threaten to destroy the only natural source of Kolto on the planet if anyone tries to attack them. But I think they're underestimating the length the Sith will go to get what they want. They're probably planning something already. Is there anything else you require?
Yeah, as horrible as this may sound, I am probably going to go ahead and destroy the shark thing, which will end the source of the Kolto. Just letting you guys know. That's probably the route we're going here.
Of course. If you have any other questions, you should probably see Roland Wan. He's the Republic diplomat here. He's by the Republic Enclave near the visitor residences. Oh, if you don't know where that is, go north from here, then south past the port official in the first courtyard, east into the second courtyard, then north, then east again. You got that? Have a pleasant stay, Master Jedi.
You be... okay, sure, whatever. Wait. I'm just sorry. God. I feel bad for whoever actually voiced that, because some human being sat down in front of a mic and had to make that noise happen.
Got something on your mind, dude? You got yourself a fast little ship? I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an Uller in mating season. Ugh, frightful. Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of the synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
No, seriously.
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be enigmatic when I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a bantha.
Is this a comment about my breath?
No, but it could be. An Anduvian salt tablet would clear that right up, you know. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes, Andor Vex was his name. The Force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
Never heard of him.
No, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. It gets us old Jedis excited at our age, so we go, ooh, destiny. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
Is there a hidden meaning here?
I don't know. Are you overconfident? I hadn't noticed. Even if I had, I would never comment on it. We're talking about Andor, remember? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring. Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair, and Coruscant was a small town with a well. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
So Andor killed Krat?
Of course he did. Haven't you been listening? It was not in the way you'd probably expect, though. Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed, too, or those could have just been gurgling noises. Well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding.
Everyone panics, and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
I mean, it's a great story, and it makes a good point. But if I might be so bold, this is part of what I don't like about the Force. This is true in the AU as well. As I've said before, the Force... what the Force considers good is not necessarily what we consider good. Because the Force is... It's like the whole, what's good for the planet, what's good for the people argument, basically.
Well, now that's the ingratitude of youth for you. I relate an exciting tale, and do I get thanked for it? No. No, it's all me, me, me. Anyway, go on. My throat is dry, and you're making me cranky. Shoo!
Okay, jeez. Exotic species. Why would you want to buy some animals? You want to set up a zoo? Well, I do have some Gizka. Is there no way I could convince you to take them off my hands? Alright, take them off my hands. Here, take my freaking money. Oh my god, freaking Gizka. An entity that we are at war with, Darth Tyrant, and we must destroy the Force with whatever firepower we can muster. I've got it. We'll systematically kill entire planets by dropping sections of other planets on top of the... I'm done here. This is unskippable. Oh my god! I'm just not even going to do that because it's unskippable. That's how much I care. You know what's funny is I actually kind of like Manon. With one notable exception. What? Oh, whoops. So do I think the Force wanted the Jedi to die in Revenge of the Sith? No, generally speaking, the way the AU tends to push it in with regards to the Force is that anything that the dark side stuff does tends to be against the will of the Force, aka bad. Although it's also possible the Force just doesn't care. Why would the Force care if a few people die anyways? I'm not actually being facetious. Why would the Force care if people die? Yo. Okay, I'll follow you. What are the rules? What are the rules? Okay. So, 2 laws. Don't smuggle Kolto, and don't disturb the peace. That sounds pretty easy. Here's the docking fee. Yes, that's right. The Force is secretly the Harpers. Yeah, I know how good or bad the Harpers are depends on the writer too. Out of curiosity, I went digging through Nexus mods for KOTOR just to see what they had. Almost all of the mods were cosmetic. Like 99% of them were improved textures.
May I have a moment? There's something I wish to speak to you about.
Yep, I figured it was only a matter of time until we had the whole come back to the order discussion. Well, I guess there's no avoiding it now, so let's get it over with.
I know you have issues with the order, but you are a Jedi, Julie. You command the Force. Without the guidance of the Council, how can you avoid falling to the dark side?
Well, I've managed to avoid it the last 20 years or so. Besides, light side, dark side, they don't mean the same to me as they do to you. I don't see in absolutes.
None of them, Permeus, believe it or not. What the hell is Deadly Stream? I never even heard of that. The other place that I saw for mods was Gamefront or something like that.
I want to stop Malak as much as anyone, but I don't have to join the Order to do it. Look at Karth or Canderous. They're with us in this quest, but they aren't Jedi. The capacity for good or evil, like the Force itself, is in all living creatures. And belonging to the Jedi Order, or the Sith, or any group, won't change what you are at your core.
I see you are quite adamant. No doubt you've had ample time to think on this during your long seclusion. I guess it was foolish of me to think I could sway your position so easily.
Yeah, I'm old and stubborn. But I appreciate the effort. But from now on, you can just think of me as any other non-Jedi in our little group. With a lightsaber. And Force powers.
Actually, I took away your lightsaber, so it's even easier. Here for you, buddy. Good morning, Ayamako. Cutscene.
Your precious Republic's days are numbered. It won't be long until Malak turns his armada loose on Coruscant itself.
Save your empty threats, Sith scum. Malak isn't stupid enough to attack the core worlds.
I beg to disagree.
Now with the entire Republic fleet waiting for him.
You're a fool. When the Sith descend on Coruscant, our numbers will block out the sun itself. The galactic senators will collapse trembling in fear and beg for mercy at Malak's feet.
You underestimate the Republic's resolve. We'll die before we surrender Coruscant.
That can be arranged. Remember what happened to Taris. Malak could do the same to the core worlds.
You know, I hate to say this, but you'd think in a, I don't know, a more nuanced storytelling, if we're being honest with ourselves, that there would be Sith soldiers who would have been absolutely horrified by the fact that their side just wiped out a planet and killed trillions of people. But no, this is about as much as we get of it.
He wouldn't dare.
Now it is you who underestimate our resolve.
Yeah, the Sith are like... there we go. Oh yeah, Terrace totally deserved to die. Why? Because... Shut up.
Welcome to Manaan. I'm Roland Wan. As the official representative of the Republic Embassy on this planet, I'm here to help all citizens of the Republic should they require aid.
Right. I'm on a mission from the Jedi Council. Maybe you could help me out here?
Oh, of course. Of course, I'll do whatever I can. But I'm only a simple diplomatic representative of the Republic. I doubt I can be of any use to the Jedi Council.
Oh, I noticed that little tidbit, Uthor. Although, actually, if we want to get really technical, there's 2 stormtroopers we care about. Both of them show their faces.
An ancient and forgotten race. And you think it may be here on Manaan? Well, perhaps. But if you want to get information about that, you'll have to do something for me first.
Of course. Also, quick aside, to continue to agree with you, Uthor. You'll notice they go out of their way to show the clones without their helmets on plenty of times. And also in the Clone Wars show, they go out of their way to make each clone look just a little bit different than the others. Either on the helmets or in, like, tattoos or scars or whatever.
We were using a submersible reconnaissance droid in the ocean surrounding Otto City, and it was damaged. It took a data recording of the outside of the city before being driven off by the Firaxan sharks, but while it was returning to the surface, it encountered difficulties and was disabled. Its automatic systems floated it to the surface, but we could not retrieve it in time. The Sith were applying subtle pressure to the Selkath authorities for some reason we've not determined, and were able to delay us long enough that they could retrieve the droid before we did. The droid's data centers are heavily encrypted, so it will take the Sith several days, we believe, to get to its data. It was captured 12 hours ago. It is imperative that we get it back.
So, where is it?
It's heavily guarded, we're sure, in the Sith embassy here on Manaan. Since we have no remaining soldiers to spare, and certainly not our elite ones, we have no one capable of entering the Sith base and retrieving it. That is what we would ask you to do.
You want me to infiltrate the enemy base on a planet that is so stupid about its neutrality?
There are several leads we've been working on to get into the Sith base. Any of them should work for you, although it might be wise to concentrate your efforts on just one. The first method that's possible is to help us interrogate a Sith prisoner we managed to catch after he tried to infiltrate our base. He's being held just inside our enclave. We think he may be able to give us the passcode that the Sith give their informers to enter the base. He has proved most resilient so far.
Okay, what else you got?
We managed to pick up a crate of blank Sith data cards, the type they use for passcards. The encryption system to unlock them is very difficult, however. But if you are more skilled than our technicians, you may be able to gain access that way.
What else you got?
The Sith have got the Selkath to give them exclusive use of one of the main hangar bays. Visiting Sith masters use this bay to land, then take a speeder over the water to an external entrance to the Sith enclave. The luckless spy we mentioned earlier had a pass card to that hangar on him. While it is surely well guarded, it may prove to be the most direct route. Here's the card. The Sith base itself is very heavily guarded. If they became aware of your presence, I fear you would be quickly outnumbered and killed. Here is a pass card to get you inside our facility. You should find all you need to get started in there. You can choose whichever of the methods you want, as long as you get in the base and get the data recording back. Which method do you think you would like to try first?
So, do you want the dialogue boss, which has persuasion checks? Do you want to do skill checks, which I think is computer use, and, slicing? Or do you want to go fight things? I'm not making fun. This is actually good quest design. We could try... What do you guys think? Should we try interrogating with no persuasion skill? At all? Oh, is it the math check? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm misremembering then. Sure.
We've been working at that for a while, but it's been too difficult so far. Maybe you'll have better luck. I wish you luck in your task. Should you retrieve the data recording from the droid, return it here to me, and we can see about getting you that information.
Math is my favorite thing, Uthor. My most favorite thing. It all fits within the pattern. So, funnily enough, I think Star Wars is the first fictional work I've ever looked at that does the dehumanization visual trick. I shouldn't call it a trick. It's actually very brilliant and works, very well. But yeah, I've seen many things do it since Star Wars. I suppose that's true, Lord Harriman. Let's go and interrogate the guy. Where is this dude? Hey, dude.
So, you're the one Roland has got to help us interrogate this prisoner. I hope your Jedi powers will come in useful. This one has been most resistant. He's a Sith spy we picked up a little while ago, snooping around outside trying to get in. We thought he was suspicious and brought him inside when the Selkath weren't looking. But it seems the Sith have done a pretty good job of conditioning this guy, and we haven't been able to break him yet.
What'd they do to him?
The Sith protect their really important spies with some sort of mental force feedback system. They can turn their minds in on themselves, so force compulsions won't affect them. Combine this with conventional training to resist interrogation, and sometimes it takes months to get them to tell what they know. Do you want to interrogate him now?
Yeah, sure.
Well, the training the Sith gave him will protect him from most normal interrogation techniques, and also from force persuasion. We have found a few hooks you might find useful. He was with another man when he was first spotted. We think it was another spy, but we didn't manage to catch him. We also seized some personal documents he had on him when he was captured. It would seem that he's married to a woman named Tila. We checked this in our computers, and it seems to hold up. We've sent a couple of agents to investigate, but it may be a while.
Yes and no, Dickwag.
What we have here is your standard issue truth serum. It should make him spill his guts in no time. But there is a catch. Because of his conditioning, he's able to resist it at small doses. But if you give him too much, his body realizes what you're trying to do and shuts his mind down completely. If you do that, you'll have to inject him with an antidote that neutralizes the truth serum. Unfortunately, that too has a drawback. It causes short-term memory loss. This may work to your advantage because you can try the same tactic over and over again. But if you use it too much, he may forget everything we want to know. Shall we get it started then?
Of course. I mean, I'm not evil.
Hey, you. Wake up. Someone wants to talk to you.
You can micromanage if you want to, DeQuack. Oh, and I didn't answer your previous question. If you go dark side or light side, it can change aspects of the story. But for the most part, there is a specific point at which you choose the dark path or the light path, and it's pretty much towards the end of the game. It's like right before the final dungeon.
Boy, what do you want?
How horrible should we be here? Like, we could be really horrible with this guy. We know all about your companion.
What companion?
Let's try something else.
What do you want?
We know all about your companion.
What companion?
Let's try something else.
What do you want?
We know. Maybe you should tell us about Tila.
Tila? How did you find out about her?
Let's try something else.
What do you want?
Now, I'm curious if this still works.
What companion?
We don't really need you. Your companion will tell us what we need to know anyways.
The gutless Sith worm is already starting to crack. We'll have what we need within hours.
Ha! The Sith are stronger than you. Each one of us. You'll never break us. What do you want?
So, this is working, but ironically I think I still need to pass the check to finally succeed. Okay, that should lower the check significantly. Let's try this again.
Nothing you could...
Of course, they would never believe we let you go so easily, but they would all too happily believe you betrayed them.
The Sith are...
In case you're missing it, there's a thing with this where each time you select an option, there's like an invisible counter in the background that goes up a bit, and you'll notice it is incrementing. You can tell that because the interrogator keeps jumping into the conversation. So each time I pick an option and then cancel out and then pick an option and cancel out, I'm incrementing the interrogate meter in the background. Which is good, because I literally don't think I have the persuade skill to do any of these checks. So we're going to do this a couple more times here.
You think bribes will work? Do whatever you want. No.
Damn, the blank...
Alright. Damn it, now we gotta start over. I don't think I can actually physically do this. I don't have a persuade skill. Like, literally, my persuade skill is 0.
You're not.
I'm gonna make one last attempt here.
Give...
Ah, well. Yep, nope. Can't actually make it happen. Alright, interrogation's not possible. Where's the damn data pad? I was actually going to say, so I pull out my lightsaber. And I hover it right next to his neck for... No, I hold it... See around, Lycon. I hold it right next to his fingers, right? And I'm like, alright. Tell us what I want to know. And I just kind of slowly... Like, you ever peel a potato? You know, I just, like, peel bits of his fingers off. There we go. Alright, what else you got to tell us? No? Okay. Anything else? No. Just really light shavings, you know, just getting... It would take a few things before I even reached bone. Yep, there we go. Huh. Still don't have anything to say. Alright, get some Colto in here. Heal, 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 heal. There we go. Feel better? Good. Now, let's get back to our questions.
So you're the one who's gonna try to get into the Sith base, eh? Huh. Good luck. You're gonna need it. This is our main computer room here. We got the box of pass cards we got from the Sith, but we haven't been able to break their encryption yet. We have been able to decode the numeric system they use, but there are holes in our terminal sequence patterns.
If I don't, HK-47 certainly does, Mike Tomato.
The strings of numbers that end the code sequences. If we could complete those strings, we would have the key to their encryption system. The encryption system is composed of 6 matrices. Each is based on a mathematical method. The holes we're missing are the final number in each of the strings. Most are simple, but the final 2 matrices seem to be much more difficult. Well, the second last matrix has a pattern looping back on itself, or something. And the last is divided into smaller subparts. Maybe the pattern for that is within each part. But I have to admit, all this is a bit over my head. I haven't even been able to slice past the first matrix, and I've been at this for hours. I've ruined a dozen cards already. But the good thing is we have a whole box of them, so you don't have to worry about running out anytime soon. Since Roland said you were cleared, you can use the computer freely. I'll be here if you have any questions.
Sure. Slice the Republic systems. Sure, what do we got? Open submarine bay doors. 100 spikes. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys can do math, right? So 1, 2, 4. So obviously it's doubling, right? Nope, because then it goes to 7. Then 11, then 16. This is actually an easy one. 1 to 2 is 1, 2 to 4 is 2, 4 to 7 is 3, 7 to 11 is 4, 11 to 16 is 5, so 16 plus 6 is 22. How about this one? 21, 18, 16, 15, 15, 16. I'm not asking for the answer. I know the answer. I'm curious if you can identify the pattern. Admittedly, this is also an easy one. The answer is 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. So then the next thing would be 2, hence 18. So this is a fun one. No, this one's actually really easy. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Very simple. This is just double. So, 64. Easy answer. This one is just as easy. God, these are really easier than I remember. So, yeah. 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. Now, this one's a fun one. Here, I knew there was a fun one in here somewhere. 132, 81, 64, 25. So what's the pattern? Okay, it's not showing up till later. Nope, you got this, Uthor. You can figure it out. Witchcraft. How do you turn a 1 into a 3? Witchcraft. This is always the one that usually throws me a bit for a loop, because all the ones up to now are actually really simple. They do give you a hint in the name of it. This is the exponential matrix. It's an eraser and a pen. I'm telling you, witchcraft. So why is that the answer, Shikor? Oh my god. Just getting bombarded with things here. Okay. That is correct. So. Now this one. Logarithmic. This is a fun one. So, 1, 1-0, I think? I'm actually not sure how this one's being expressed. Maybe this is the one that always gives me issues. I'm going to go with 1083 325 128 something. I got nothing on this one. I actually don't know the pattern here. Funnily enough, I used to do pretty badly in math class. Only high math, though. Like, as soon as I started taking calculus, I was just like, ugh. Brain breaky. Although I had a really terrible math teacher one of my years. He was literally the gym leader. And I know that I shouldn't say that derogatorily, but the point was, he was a terrible math teacher. But yes, von Falkenstein, that is correct. I didn't even see that, but you're right. The 0th power of 2, the 3rd power of 2, blah, 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 blah. So yes, it would, in fact, 7 is the correct answer. So you are correct. Fun puzzle. One of the better designed puzzles. Or we can just go kill a bunch of people.
Have you managed... Time is a...
What? But yes, I have. I totally did it.
Hey, great! You sliced the encryption on those cards. They change the codes regularly, so you'll have to use it pretty soon or not at all.
I do love math, admittedly. As horrible as that may sound. One of the things I love about the concept of math, and I know this is going to sound strange, is the idea of self-proofing. Which I know a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, okay. And some of you are going to be like, huh? But I just love that concept.
Have you managed to... Time is a...
Okay, bull crap. I have sliced the thing. What's the issue here? Oh, right, I have to go to the base. Right. Well, I kill the guy. What? I turn to the GM. I kill him. Just right now. Just in his face. I will admit, the biggest problem I usually had with high math was actually a very simple problem.
It is you. I need your help.
Laura, of all the people, how did you even know I'd left Kashyyyk?
I didn't. Nobody knew where you were, not even Sunry. But I heard the Selkath mention you and your friends. The Force has brought you to help us.
Why? Whatever could be the matter, my dear?
It's horrible, Jolee. Sunry has been arrested. The Sith have accused him of murder.
Murder? But how?
It's all a mistake, Jolee. Sunry isn't a murderer. Someone is trying to frame him.
Calm down, Alora. Where's Sunry now?
Sunry's being held at the Selkath courts. They won't let anyone in to see him. Please, go to the courts. Talk to the judges. Maybe the Selkath will listen to you.
Don't worry, Alora. We'll get to the bottom of this and help Sunry. Somehow.
This is probably my favorite companion quest, too. The thing I always had trouble with calculus is actually memorization, believe it or not. Which I know you're like, what? But the point is, when you get to letter math, for lack of a better way to put it, you have to know what all those symbols mean, and if you don't, you're just kind of lost. I've never been good at memorization.
The Republic respects the peace of Otto City, Your Honor, but the Sith are a violent people who leave violence in their wake. I have 3 soldiers in the infirmary.
If the Republic soldiers were more capable, they would not have suffered such serious injuries. Are my soldiers to be punished simply because they won a fair fight?
I hardly call 6 against 3 a fair fight. The Sith are cowards who attack only when they have the advantage of numbers.
I hate the Selkath.
They were provoked, Your...
By the way, in case you caught that, or missed that, the fine for attacking in violence under light circumstances, in other words, no Selkath were involved in the altercation, is 10,000 credits. I just wanted you all to be aware of that. Yeah, I would say this is better than Bastila quest. I mean, honestly, I think this is better than everyone's quest. Yeah, no kidding, John. Where am I? God, I hate this stupid city.
So, do we have a deal?
That's an awful lot of money. Is there something you're not telling me?
Don't be so suspicious. The Republic is generous. We pay our mercenaries well.
Makes sense, I guess. All right, I'm in. When do I start?
Just show up at the Republic Embassy tomorrow and speak to our representative there. I'm sure he'll have some task he wants you to start on right away.
And you're right, Darth Tyrant. The Sith really do actually have the numbers thing. As I've said before, it is telling that the Republic has not lost yet, despite the massive numbers disadvantage.
You mind? I'm in the middle of a Republic recruiting drive right now. I need to hire these mercenaries before they sign up with the Sith. In case you hadn't noticed, there's a war on. If we don't hire these mercs, the Sith will. Now, excuse me. I have to continue my recruitments.
Okay. Didn't want to talk to you anyways. Stupid person. Yeah, what's up? It's a very beautiful city. What are you talking about? Yes. So, why do you need me for this? So he wants me to spy on the Republic.
I doubt the Republic would be involved in anything illegal. Still, if this Selkath has concerns, we could look into it for him.
Be careful here, kid. Start poking your nose in a place it doesn't belong, and you might not like what you find.
So yeah, all we have to do is commit treason against the Republic, which I'm totally cool with, for the record, and we get 500 credits, guys. I actually agree with Shayla's, Dark Tyrant. So that's the quest, to go and find... So his own sister is missing, along with several other Selkath who have just kind of gone missing recently. And in this case... This is rescuing the Selkath who are being turned to the... Oh, was it daughter? No, whatever. To the Sith who have been... excuse me. God, now you got me confused. We're trying to rescue the Selkath who are on the Sith base, who they're trying to turn to the dark side, and blah, 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 blah. Since if they could convince the current generation of youth in order to side with the Sith, then they could change policy in long-term progress. And it's actually a rather intelligent thing to do. So, woo. Is it his daughter? What's funny is I stumbled over the sister thing, but I thought it said sister. No, it says daughter right there. Okay, whatever. No, I do not like the Selkath. I can't blame them, but I don't like them. I should rephrase that. I don't like the Selkath government. That would be a more accurate statement. I mean, I could buy that Melkath's two brain neurons might actually smack together once or twice, but... Alright, I have to go become Arbiter first. Right. I actually enjoy Manon in several ways, and then there are ways that I don't enjoy Manon. There's actually two things I don't enjoy about Manon. The first and most obvious is... And the second... By memory, this is the most backtracky of all of the planets. I'm sure there's a way to perfectly efficiently go through this. I certainly don't know it. Yeah, there's a murder case involving Sunry.
I suppose you're Sunry's only hope. We have to at least try to help him. Yes, but it almost seems too heavily stacked, doesn't it? Very suspicious.
Aw, thanks. Well, good, Chongo. So, there's a lot of reasons why this is my favorite companion quest in this game, but the biggest reason by far is the number of ways this can go. So let's see. We can find out that he's guilty and then prove his innocence. We can not find out he's guilty and then prove his innocence. We can find out he's guilty, prove his guilt, or we can not find out he's guilty and prove his guilt. Did I catch all those? I feel like I'm missing like a branch of options there. And I know the outcome does vary based on that, based on what you discover, because there's basically 2 layers of the mystery here. Ah, yeah. He could be executed or imprisoned. I forgot about that. Although imprisonment is basically a death sentence at his age. Oh, yeah, we can also just bail. We're going to actually get a hard save in here.
Jolie, what are you doing here? Alora sent me, Summary. I'm here to get you out of this mess. The courts went and made us arbiters for your case.
Just like old times, eh, Jolie? You come swooping in out of nowhere to save my tail from the fire?
You saved my wrinkle butt more than a few times as well, friend, if I recall. But there'll be time for catching up later. Right now, we need to focus on the case.
The case is a complete frame-up. Anyone looking at the evidence could see that. Or so I thought. But the Cellcath seem to think that there's enough to go to trial. There aren't any witnesses. All that evidence against me is circumstantial and completely flawed.
Sure. I believe that you're innocent. Actually, secretly, I don't. Because he's not. The question is, how much do we give a damn? But we'll get to that in a minute.
Well, I was at the hotel, I admit. And I did meet Alasa there that night, but it's not what you think.
I was working with Republic Intelligence. We were pretending to feed information to the Sith. Well, I turned Alasa into a double agent working for us.
It was going well, too, until she turned up dead. Maybe the Sith had found out I was turning her and had her eliminated.
But let's look at the facts they've given.
Alasa was brutally killed. Think about that. She was a Sith, trained in battle, and I'm just a crippled old man. My war injuries make it difficult for me to walk, even to hold things. See how my hands are shaking? How could I kill a Sith warrior at close quarters? I ask you! Further, they say they found my heroes cross at the crime scene. Would I leave my war medal behind if I killed someone? Even I'm not that stupid. Obviously, the Sith planted the cross. And what about the lack of forensic evidence? Skin and hair samples, clothing fibers. Why isn't there anything like that at the crime scene? Sounds like an obvious frame-up to me. I hope you can see how the Sith are manipulating the Cellcath, and probably even you to set up this against me. We need to get this over with quickly and clear my name. Anything else I can help you with? I want my arbiter to be well prepared before we go to trial.
Oh, I totally did too, Django. I bought into the first layer and completely missed the second layer. Because there is actually a Sith frame-up here. But he's also guilty, spoiler alert. He actually did murder her, because there's another layer under this, which I love. I agree completely, Dakota, and yeah, you're right, that's just sort of sad.
Guess you could interview witnesses at the hotel where the murder happened. The Cellcath already did that, but the fish folk don't have much rapport with off-worlders. Maybe one of them was holding something back. But I think you'd be better off investigating the Sith themselves. Maybe you could find some proof they planted evidence to frame me. Though that might mean figuring out a way into the Sith embassy. Anything else I can help you with? I want my arbiter to be well prepared before we go to trial.
No, I'm ready to go to trial now.
Very well. Once you've gotten enough evidence to...
I'm kidding, of course. You can just go to trial right now. I think it's actually possible to win right now if you do it just right. But when I say win, I mean get him off. Apparently it is not. Okay, I'll take your word on it. Okay, where's the hotel? Yeah. Aw, but I want him to die. So here's an interesting question. Knowing the truth, what would you judge here? For real. Because I've heard many people say that the choice that you have if you get everything boils down to how much do you care about legality and how much you care about morality, and the contrast between the two. Nope, it's on the other side. No, I was right. I've also heard some people say that this is the microscopic versus macroscopic perspective. Which, yeah. I mean, I plan to kill the fish anyways. Yeah, basically, Mike Romano. Do you care about the politics of state, or do you care about the individual? Ironically, if you care about the individual, then you want him to be guilty. If you care about the effects of state, then you want him to be innocent.
You're the one defending Sunry now, huh? Well, the hotel's open for you. And I guess I gotta answer any questions you want, too.
I mean, honestly, Dark Phoenix Gaming, 20 years is basically a death sentence. I mean, consider his age, he will die in prison.
Elasa used to rent rooms here every week or so. Then Sunry would come by a couple hours later and stay all night. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what was going on.
So, what did you see?
The Sith woman, Elasa, rented a room in the hotel. An hour or two later, Sunry comes in and goes to her room. A couple hours later, I hear a blaster shot and see Sunry running. He can't run good because he's a cripple, but he still was going pretty fast. I would swear he started after the shot, though. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, just barely. But I wouldn't say that to the court.
I wouldn't make that argument, Lord Harriman. I'd rather shoot him. Be merciful.
What do you want to know?
Oh yeah, you can also rig to the testimony. I actually forgot about that. But that still leads to one of the 4 outcomes. Jolie, you okay back there? Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
There were only 2 other people in the hotel when it happened. One was a Rhodian named Glupor. Seems like a really dirty, shifty type. Normally, I don't let his kind in here. I'm a reputable businessman, you know. But there weren't many people here, so I decided to take a chance. The other is a regular named Firith Me. He's a Pazak player. Probably an addict, but he claims he's big in some circles. Don't know anything about him other than that. Anything else you want to know?
What do you know about them?
Elasa used to rent...
Got it. Okay.
Well...
What outcome do I go for? Any of you ever seen Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan? If you haven't, what's wrong with you? I'm kidding. God, these look like terrible accommodations. Look at this place. Look at that bed. Ugh.
You with the Selkath? You here to see me about the murder, too? I told the damn fish everything I knew. What more do you all want from me?
So, what do you know about the 2?
Sunry, I only heard of once or twice in passing. Some sort of old-time war hero against the Sith. Seen him around in the hotel, too. Going to Elasa's room always, of course. Kept the rest of the building up half the night with their damn antics usually.
Yeah, I don't have Persuade, Django. I was thinking about that. Actually, I wasn't going to refer to the needs of the many quote. I was going to refer to another quote, although that is a valid quote when it comes to this quest. No, I was thinking of the Selkath situation as an overall. I still think getting rid of the Kolto is overall the best possible outcome here, for many long-term complex reasons, but it boils down to a quote that I could summarize from Spock from Wrath of Khan. The odds will be even.
I'm not saying anything like that. What they did in that room in private is their business. And there isn't any rule against Sith and Republic seeing each other for personal reasons. Although if you think her Sith master didn't know, you must be fooling yourself. Oh, well, Elasa was a Sith, so of course she'd have to have someone above her. Yeah, I didn't see anything.
You're going to tell me.
You know, I think I could trust you. Heck, I don't even know why I shouldn't tell you. Well, one time, I saw Alassa coming in wearing this big cloak. I was on my way to my room, and she normally wears stuff like that, so I didn't pay her too much attention. But this time, I accidentally brushed up against her. Accidentally, of course. And her cloak fell open. Now, I don't have any qualms about the Sith. I leave them alone, and they leave me alone. And seeing as how Alassa had a Sith lightsaber under her cloak, I'm not going to poke that hornet's nest.
As a fresh reminder, the governor of Terrace didn't even have a lightsaber.
Seems so. But I'm not getting myself in any further with the Sith. I know how ruthless they are. Now, that's all I'm going to tell you. I'll testify it to the court, but you aren't going to get anything else out of me.
Dark side points gained. Whatever. Although, as a fresh aside, it could be argued that they're getting a little bit more quantity over quality, as we'll see when we get to Korriban. So, he snuck into the room on his own. He wasn't paid to do it. Yeah, I'll give you money, except the game won't let me do that. But anyway, so yeah, the Sith did plant the metal there. So there you go, he's totally innocent.
You, Jedi, I hear you are investigating the Sunry murder trial, are you not? This case is not at all what it appears to be. Many currents, might I say, flow beneath the surface.
Who are you?
This murder is much more complicated than it may first appear. Sunry and Alassa are proxies for their governments, and both sides want the other to fail. You can see the journey by the footprints. You understand, yes? Dear. I'm saying they both had something to do with it. They've both kept their hands in this from the start. If you want to get to the bottom of this murder, you might seek information from both the Sith and the Republic, likely in their embassies.
I think we have Permeus. I was just thinking that.
Because you have no one else to trust. Not Sunry, not the witnesses, and certainly not the judges. And if you take my advice, what have you to lose? Heed my advice, Jedi, and you may yet find the truths in this murder.
Who the hell was that guy? I'm sure it doesn't matter. He's gone. It was the G-Man! I knew it! Can I? What? Oh, we're bugged. We're bugged. We're bugged. I can't stop running!
Yes?
Oh god, they all can't stop running. Well, I've accidentally discovered auto run. I just can't turn it off. Yep, nope, this is me left and righting on the mouse. Okay, that looked kind of funny. So let's do... Oh, hey, just saving. I was going to save and reload. Right, so... That's what I was about to do here. I think she's my best slicer. Hang on, let's kick her out real quick. Actually, he might be my best slicer. Let's find out. Skills. 8. 9. I haven't even leveled him. He has higher skills. Alright, fine. Raise computer use. You know, just raise computer use. What's your computer use now? 16! That's a little better. Alright, let's see here. Access the restricted archives. Check. A beautiful young woman enters the room, followed by a much older man. What's that quote from X-Men 2? Never trust a beautiful woman. Shoot, I forget the quote. It's like, you never trust a beautiful woman, especially one who's interested in you. As she walks further in the room, he softly closes the door, pulls a blaster, and shoots her in the back. What's this disabling local power grid? I'm guessing that's a dark side thing, because I don't recall ever doing that. So he totes killed her. And the Sith totes framed him. Yeah, he shot her in the back. That's actually, well, I think this qualifies as murder. What do you guys think? Mostly because of his reasons for why he does it. Oh yeah, I should do this. Let's get a quick save. Oh my god. Really, Django? That's hysterical. I did not know that. The only time I would have ever seen that is doing a cheat playthrough, and I usually don't cheat that hard in this. Yeah, I gotta go talk to Alora. Freaking Alora. Stupid. Hey, your husband was cheating on you. I'm probably gonna get him the death penalty, just so you know. Not really on purpose, but I think I really am incapable of doing anything else.
I hear you've been appointed as arbiter in Sunry's trial. My husband is innocent. Please don't let him go to jail for a crime he didn't commit.
Hey, look, there's a persuade check I could do. Can you, so I'm not even going to try the persuade check.
He's a cripple. There's no way he could have overpowered the Sith woman like they claim. And there's no way he would do something so dishonorable as hit her from behind. Sunry's a decorated war hero. He's a hero of the Republic. This is all a plot to discredit the Republic. Sunry is a victim of a Sith frame-up. Find the real evidence. That's all I ask. The real evidence will prove Sunry didn't do this.
I'm kind of with you on that, Savacom. Also, no, RimWorld, you cannot put money towards RimWorld, FYI. So go put it towards something else.
I hear you've been
So I have this recording of him doing it.
Lies. It must be. I knew the Sith would never let a Republic hero get away. You must find Sunry innocent.
But it was a Republic recording.
Find the...
Oh my god. Yeah, and that's actually, you notice he and she both are like, I could never have overpowered her. And it's like, you don't really need to overpower someone when you have a gun. You know, I'd answer you, Savacom, but I have this thing called a website, which I know you've never heard of. Now, it's this magical place you go to through something called a Universal Resource Locator. And I'm probably getting the acronym wrong. I'm sorry. I'm being a dick. I apologize. It's on the list. It's on the list. It's on the website. I know nobody checks the website, but the website upcoming streams list has been updated. Okay, so I have the quest for the youths. I forgot to talk to the Republic guy. I'm already being inefficient here. Hang on. You say you checked it, and yet right at the hang on, let me just pull up the website. Hang on, just give me a second. Pull this up here, lorerunner.com. It's actually the first response when I type in LO. I feel like I pull it up here. I just gotta have faith. Okay, so we've got, Children of Time, First Duty, Soldiers of the Empire, Cause Effect, Persona 5, KOTOR. Hey, I'm streaming right now. And let's see, we've got KOTOR, Shovel Knight, Disco Elysium, Duskers, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, RimWorld, Empire at War, Battlestar Galactica, Deadlock, and Sexy Brutale. Right there. Damn. I knew it. I'm secretly a fraud. So, for real, though, I need to go back to the Republic base, don't I? I am only half serious. Yeah, I'm only half serious. I'm saying that correctly because basically because people really don't check the website on a large scale. And that's one of the reasons why I just kind of keep emphasizing it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Even Lore Reloaded, if you're paying attention, when he refers to me, he says, go to lorerunner.com. Okay, let's get a quick save in, because I have no persuade skill. Okay, this guy's worthless. Let's go over to this guy.
Can I help you with anything? That recording? I have no idea what it is. It's probably classified, and I don't have clearance for that sort of thing. It might be something one of our intelligence agents picked up. Can I help you with anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you cannot. Alright, Django, I'm just going to ask flat out. I thought I had to talk to the guy to get the intel for the Selkath in the Republic base. Or... is it just in the Sith base? I don't remember that quest all that well. Or is that the thing we get when we go down below? Okay, that's... okay, never mind. Thank you, Micromano.
You're back. Do you want... No problem.
It's just me poking his wound. Okay, so... we've got... we've got the quest to go to the base. We've got the other quest to go to the base. We've got the quest to go to the Sith base. We've got the other quest to go to the other Sith base. We have the information on that. So now we go to the Sith base, I think? For efficiency's sake? Or we could just try to find him guilty. So Malachor asks, would I find him innocent? Hang on. So, yeah, you asked about the proper remake. So... the problem is I can't answer the proper remake question in summary. It's not like you just do one change and it becomes a proper remake. I would change many, 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 many things about KOTOR if I was doing a proper remake of this game, and Django would hate me for it. But... would I ditch the D20 system? No. I would probably refine it a little bit, change how it does certain types of roles, and I would definitely make a fairly massive overhaul to the difficulty options. Again, Pathfinder-esque, Dishonored 2 style, blah, blah, blah. But I would absolutely sit down and probably still use some kind of a D20 system. I mean, it's a good system in its own right, and I don't really see a big reason to ditch it. Especially since, even I would say there's such a thing as too much remaking. At that point, I might as well just make KOTOR 3. Here, I'll ask you, Mike Cremano, because you're on top of this. If memory serves, what I want to go now, what I want to do right now is to go and hit the Sith base. Is that correct? I'm trying to remember. At some point I have to hit the Sith base. And then when I leave, the Selkath will pick me up, then I'll have an Arbiter thing. Blah, blah, blah. Ah, whatever. Let's go confront him about the fact that he killed her.
Well, I see you're back. Not that I don't appreciate the visit, but I had hoped you were going to speak to the warden so we might begin the trial. Oh, I grow weary of staring at these 4 bare walls. But I suppose you know what you're doing. You know, the role of Arbiter cannot be taken lightly.
I will stab you. Oh yeah, Malachor asks, would I find him innocent or not? You'll notice I'm hesitating a lot here as I'm debating, because the problem is, as horrible as this sounds, this has nothing to do with Sunray. He doesn't matter here. That's the long and the short of it. He is irrelevant to this case. This is a proxy battle between the Republic and the Sith. And that's the part that actually matters. Now here's the funny part. It is an easy argument to make. This is actually one of the things I like about this quest. It would be very easy to take his side if he had been doing the pragmatic thing and deciding to take out a Sith spy for the good of the Republic. This is not what he did. He murdered her in cold blood because he was hurt when he found out that she was spying on him. And he was having an affair with her. So, that's 2 strikes against him there. I mean, he is guilty of murder as far as I'm concerned. Let me go and get that belief, that opinion out there. I do think he is guilty of murder. Whatever other things are connected to the case, he should probably be executed, to be completely blunt. But again, the problem is he is irrelevant to this case, and that's what really makes this such a wonderfully designed quest. This quest is probably getting a positive, by the way. I agree with Dakota. This might actually be the best designed quest in the entire game. From both perspectives. Holy crap, Timanash. Well, thank you very much for the viewings, Timanash. And yes, that is how it works. You put it in there, and I jot it down, and I will do that right now. For KOTOR 2. You got it, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the viewings. So, even if we just remove Sunry from the equation and toss him aside, what we are left with is the perspective of what is better. Well, see, no, it doesn't work that way, Geludo. It's not like that. I can't just look. I can't put on the blinders. I can't ignore the consequences. It's not how I work. This is about the Republic, the Sith, and the Selkath's claim to neutrality. That is what this quest is actually about. So,
go ahead, ask.
So, there was a Rodian who planted evidence at the murder scene.
A Rodian? I didn't know there were any Rodians on Manaan. Oh, except for Tyvark and this one named Glupar who was hanging around the hotel all the time. Okay, so maybe there are a whole bunch of Rodians on Manaan. But what does that matter? If he planted evidence at the scene, it's a clear sign of a frame-up. He probably took all the evidence of the real killer at the same time. The evidence of a Sith conspiracy keeps getting stronger, doesn't it? I suspect there's still stuff you want to clear up. Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide.
And I will put that towards Earthbound, Savicon. That's a more valid choice. So, I got the data recording.
So the truth is out. I never meant to kill her, you know. When I found out she was a Sith spy using me to gain information, something inside me just snapped. She didn't know I had found out. So I waited until she fell asleep. And then I killed her. Simple, really. But once I realized what I'd done, I panicked. I contacted those spies from the Republic to help me. They found the illegal monitoring device that the Sith had planted in the room, altered its recording to hide my part in it, and cleared up the evidence. I figured that was the end of it.
I would say, I don't know if I would say he loves her, Revan. In fact, I would argue very strongly he did not love her. However, I would argue very strongly that this is what we would refer to as a crime of passion, aka he was hurt. You know, he was injured by this, and his reaction to that emotional wound is what caused him to snap and murder her.
The Sith must have been spying on me and Alasa, trying to make sure she wasn't a double agent. They must have seen the Republic spies getting rid of all the evidence, so they planted their own evidence. Alasa must have stolen that hero's cross from me long ago and given it to her Sith masters like some kind of trophy. I just thought I'd misplaced it. But when the cross turned up on her body, I knew the Sith had put it there. So, now you know the whole story. What are you going to do?
Fail. That's what I'm going to do. I don't remember the Jenna Harden quest all that well, so I can't judge whether it's better or worse than this one. So we're at the point we have to decide what is more important here. Yeah, could you imagine if they recorded all these conversations like they do in actual prisons? That's a thing in real life, by the way. You ever see it in TV shows, they get on the phone thing? Yeah, that's all recorded. At least in some jails. Oh, the assassin quest line. No, we're probably not doing that. I mean, we could, I guess, but we're not evil. I think I know what we're going to do here. We're going to try to succeed here, and we're going to fail.
I'm glad you decided to see reason in this. If I'm convicted, it could cause trouble for the Republic Embassy here on Manaan. And none of us want that now, do we?
How did that get me dark side points? GM, I disagree. What the... God dang it, yes, I know. Sorry, one moment. Sorry, it's not you guys, it's something else. I am expecting delivery today, though. So we're gonna get a save. Oh, God, shut up! What did you... Okay, that's getting creepy. I may have to look into that. It's from my dad, Sovacom. So I guess yes. I hope he likes it. I don't know. Actually, yeah, we haven't... I just realized we haven't actually talked to the judges yet. Let's go do that really quick. Wait, that you're not a judge. Go. There you go, guys. The Sith Empire is just the new Empire replacing the old. There's nothing wrong with it. The Republic is at fault for laying the seeds for the Sith Empire, but the Sith are at fault for being evil and wanting to conquer everyone. Yeah. He is also anti-Sith, because, in his own words, the Republic has benefited under... Excuse me, the galaxies were benefited under Republic rule for some time. I do not believe the false stories of the evils of the Sith Empire. They are nothing compared to the oppression and stagnation the Republic represents at its core. If I was given the power to decide, Manaan would join with the Sith, forcing the Republic to accept the new face of the future. But sadly, it would appear I am wiser and more farsighted than my immediate superiors. Okay, look. I don't want to come across as pro-Republic, but what the hell, dude? The Sith Empire is cartoonishly evil. They don't even hide it. Have you heard of a planet called Terrace? Surely you've heard of that by now. It's actually funny, Dakota. One of the topics I keep bringing up in the last TNG episodes I covered was loyalty, because there's loyalty to an ideal, loyalty to a organization, and loyalty to an individual. And in my experience, the one that usually wins out is the loyalty to an individual. Hang on. Save. We don't really have a lot of info on that Spicy Blue Milk. But we do know the Sith Empire, while it was a conquering power under Revan, was not a destructive power under Revan. There were no terraces under Revan, certainly. Unless you want to count Malachor 5. Yes, let's do it. Okay. Force persuade. I love how, as our opening statement, we could find him guilty. But yeah, exactly, Lord Harriman. That's a good way to put that. For those of you aware of Warcraft, the Republic sucks, and it does. But the Sith Empire is like the Burning Legion. They're not the Horde here. Basically, yes, Loner. No comments at this time.
It is an honor to see justice served.
Shut up, Clark.
And I will see Sunry is executed for the crime he has committed.
The man I saw leaving, Sunry, probably left after I heard the blaster shot.
The guilt of the accused is apparent even this early in the trial.
Shut up, Clark.
You are Firith Me, the well-known Pazak player. I wonder if we can trust the word of a gambler as reliable testimony.
Shut up, Clark.
Of course, Your Honor. Firith Me, what did you see the night of the murder?
Well, I came out into the hallway after hearing the blaster shot and saw Sunry over there limping down the hall out of the building.
A very obvious point, Your Honors. The accused was seen leaving the scene of the crime after the blaster that killed Elassa was fired.
Elassa's a dark Jedi, isn't she?
Yes, from what I could tell. She carried a lightsaber under that cloak of hers.
Objection! That doesn't prove she was a Jedi.
No, this piece is events is very important. It establishes character of Elissa and perhaps her intent in dealing with Sunray. Did you actually see the murder happen?
You mean actually see him kill her with my own eyes? Well, no, but I don't think there could have been anyone else there.
No, we're good. Poll the judges? No. Now we can hear one nonsense talking to another nonsense.
Glupor the Rhodian, you were staying in the hotel the night of the murder and saw Sunry leaving Elassa's room, didn't you? This is clear, then, that Sunry left the room with the Sith Elassa already dead behind him.
Did you plant the metal?
Glupor.
Don't do it, Glupor.
Glupor can kingdom.
Lies! Slander! I object!
Glupor wonky.
No, we're good. Actually, I find that amusing too, Malachor. I mean, it makes sense in its own horrible way, even though it's actually a terrible idea if you think about it for a second. You can understand why so many people would say, oh, you're a Jedi? Oh, you can absolutely be an arbiter of defense. Come on in! Come on in! Nope, we're good.
You, Elora, are Sunry's lawful wife. Your husband was a hero in the last war between the Sith Empire and the Republic. He was crippled in that war. Do you not believe he'd blame the Sith for his injury?
Yes. I guess he would.
And there you have motive. Sunry seeks revenge on the Sith for what they did to him and killed Ilasa.
Actually, I was going to comment on Valvedrix's comment. I have a really strange feeling that this was one of the earlier or later quests they worked on, and they actually took their time on it. I don't mean that as a derogatory, but you can always tell in a video game, a section of the game, that the developers really took their time on and really worked on. And this whole quest has a lot of polish on it. I know, right? So look, this guy's a terrible prosecutor. Of course, he's Cam Clark. Can you blame him? I actually don't know what I want to do here. Because, again, I am actually trying to get him innocent because loyalty to Jolee. No other reason, by the way. You want me to confront her about the affair? But... okay, Jonga. Sure.
Yes. Yes, it was true. He was having an affair with that Sith harlot.
It seems painfully obvious that he killed her to keep her quiet about the affair.
He'd been seeing her for some time, I think. But he said he was going to change. He'd gone there that night to end it. We talked the night before and he'd promised. But now things have become so very complicated.
I'll take some advice on this one, too, if you don't mind. Yeah, no, I totally won't cheat anymore. She's just younger than you and better in bed than you. And oh my god, she does this thing with her tongue. Idiot. At least I'm unfrozen now. I gotta do the head bob. It's not as bad as Neverwinter Nights 2 head bob. My god, that is some serious head bob. She does this thing with the Force. Oh god, no, no. Ugh, no. Ugh. I'm just gonna end it. No additional questions. Yeah, sure. Let's poll the judges.
I wish to call forth Sunry himself, Your Honors.
Actually, I would say the exact same thing, HK.
Are you a war hero, Mr. Sunry? You fought in wars against the Sith Empire, correct?
Yes, that's right. And I don't regret it either. The Republic needs its heroes.
Indeed. Would you say that you dislike the Sith? Even hate them?
Of course I hate them. Trying to take over the galaxy every chance they get, killing millions of innocents?
Pure politics. Were you in Ilasa's room on the night of the murder?
Well, yes, I was. I had been having an affair with Ilasa and my wife, yes. But I realized how wrong I'd been, and I was going there to end it.
You were having an affair with a Sith, you wanted to end it quickly and quietly, so you killed her from behind and tried to flee.
No,
I think we can see the answer clear enough, Mr. Sunry.
I really wish they would penalize the prosecutor here. I mean, ignoring the fact that he's going way over the line as far as, you know, what is legally allowed. There's also the fact that even they constantly chastise him. It's like, guys, you gonna actually do anything, or just gonna verbally Wrist slap him. Good morning, Mini Talisman. Elassa was a Sith spy, wasn't she?
Of course she was. Why would a young, beautiful Sith woman get with an old cripple like me?
Well, that's how they did it in Neverwinter Nights, Django. There was literally a score that was being tracked in the background. I already have Authenticator on my Twitch account, Zilog, but thank you for the PSA. I don't know if I should ask the other two questions. I'll follow Vigilant's advice.
Yes, I think they would. They wouldn't want to lose one of their sources, even though I didn't give them anything. They might have killed her for her failure. Or they might have thought she'd turn against them or something like that.
The Sith Empire is not the barbaric institution you portray it to be.
Should I ask about the medal, guys? What do you think? The Sith Empire will burn this planet and kill billions of people if you don't get me a sundae right now. That's just the kind of empire we are. No, I did not, Django. I didn't remember how to. I'm pretty sure he's going to be found guilty here. I'm pretty sure we're going to fail this. But I'm playing this as if I didn't have a walkthrough, which is funny. First time I got through this, I didn't have a walkthrough. I actually got him off innocent, but I also had like 15 persuade score at this point, so... Yeah, we've lost.
I think the facts in this case are very straightforward. Sunry was having an affair with Elassa. He sought to end it, and the simplest, quickest method, given his hatred of the Sith, was to simply kill her. Witnesses saw Sunry fleeing the scene, and material evidence places him there at the time of the murder as well. I am confident that any informed observation of the facts will lead the judges, Your Honors, to this very conclusion.
No, Savacon. And I don't think anything really qualifies in KOTOR. The Sith are obviously evil. I love that. That's a legal argument I can make. The Sith are obviously evil. Duh. Let's go with the framing argument. No, I'm good. So yeah, he's guilty. And he's being executed. Oh, never mind. He's actually going to prison.
The death penalty.
Well, that didn't go well. If I'm ever on trial, remind me not to ask you for help.
Sunry?
Yeah, it would have been better if they just killed him. But I knew that walking into it. Also, apparently I forgot to switch party members back to Jolie for that. So, let's do this. This.
Got something on. You defended him well enough. I wish we had time to look into matters more fully, but wishing is only useful for the young and idealistic. What's done is done. The Republic will likely appeal the matter eventually, and he'll be free. I just would like to know if that's best. Sunry was a good man once, and a good friend. I'll miss him. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My jaw aches.
Look, all I'm saying, Lord Harrowmont, is I would never assign someone to prison. That's all we're saying about that matter. Okay. So that quest is done, such as it is. Do we even get experience for that, for failing miserably? Do I know who did it? Yeah, he did it. He murdered her. He was cheating on his wife with a woman who was young and beautiful, and then he found out that she was actually a Sith spy who was using him, and he got upset about that, and he shot her in the back while she slept. He's extremely guilty of murder. Actually, hang on a second. But as I said, that wasn't the part that actually mattered. And that's why that case is so interesting. Oh, speaking of which, plus to story, plus to gameplay. Any objections? Alright, let's all stab Django really quick. Stab! Alright, what's your gameplay objection? The court stands ready to listen to your objections and execute you immediately if you disagree. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, funnily enough, we don't know anything about the Selkath prison system, so we can only guess about how good, bad, or in between that it is. No, I don't, Zaktoth. That's... I don't... I mean, okay, you are correct, obviously, Django. But I don't think that qualifies as removing the gameplay positive of actually utilizing the gameplay of the dialogue system, running around gathering data, skill checks, persuade checks, and persuade checks as a way to have an actual encounter, which involves no combat whatsoever, but nevertheless is gameplay. I am an idiot. So while your point is valid, I don't think it detracts from a positive. I will also go so far as to say that I do think that is one of the more fun quests in the game. Make of that what you will. Oh god, that's horrible, Berenian! So it's a very nice prison, but they have story time. Mandatory story time. Oh god, stop! Stop! Frame buffer effects are off, Valmadrix. I'm pretty sure they're off. Yeah, no, they're off. Soft shadows and those are both off.
Enough time to listen to your stories. I've got a full shipment of Calto ready to load before my... Enough time to listen to your stories. I've got a full shipment of Calto ready to load. Enough time to listen to your stories. I've got a full shipment of Calto ready... We've got all the proper Calto trading permits, so back off!
I think I've already answered that question, Mike Romano. Because they've all got the proper permits. We had to establish that very firmly. Unskippable cutscenes. Also, the only time you're basically forced to listen to the vomit gargle. Oh no, Sith! No! Whatever shall I do? Other than just sit here, apparently. There we go. Fine, I'll do the Jenna Harden quest. Should I start the Jenna Harden quest before or after going to the Sith base? Oh my god, Brennian. I mean, multiple people have asked now for me to do the quest. I usually don't, admittedly. Because assassinations. I mean, that's not what I'd call the most thing ever. No, I am not, Zach Taft. You're basically looking at my party until she leaves the party. Okay, now whatever you gotta do, guys, don't...
You there. I don't recognize you.
You're authorized to be here.
You. I don't recognize you. I know the face of Commander Gran.
Sakes.
You authorized this. I don't know them.
What? Sound the alarm!
Can't... Why was that not allowed? I was waiting for the option to just kill them. And it never showed up. Whatever.
Now that must have hurt.
Oh, time to kill everyone in the entire base. I just wanted to kill the prosecutor because he really got on my nerves. And he was also my brother. Yeah, what's up, Shango?
Let's see what you got. Now you'll get it. Not this again!
So there's the data module. Which I believe is the one I think it is. Yep. Now we gotta go find the Selkath. Hello, End. Because then I wouldn't be able to use force speed, which is more important to me than armor, to be completely honest. And that is the only reason. I'm not even casting heal, you'll notice, just force speed. Although force speed at this point does give me several things, so... What does it give me at this point? Hang on. Force Master Speed gives me, let's see here, increased defense by 4 and 2 additional attacks per round. Actually, both of them are set to heal. And you are correct, you can heal with armor. Again, I want to cast Force Speed. And Force Speed is more important to me than armor. I mean, I have access to the Super Mega Armor if I wanted to use that. If I had 20,000 credits, which of course I don't.
There.
Yeah, I don't actually have Flurry. Oh yeah, I think Speed gives combat bonuses too, but that's not why I'm using it. Why would they... I do think it should be a little more than 4 defense, but what the hell do I know? If we wanted to talk about the reality of that, we do have that... basically, that would open a hell of a can of worms. The whole not being able to cast magic with armor concept is something... 2 extra attacks, actually, is something that comes up a lot in many D20-based games. Ostensibly for balance reasons, although I'm not 100% sure I agree with that.
Let's see what you got.
Lightsabers. Lightsabers everywhere. Oh yeah, I need to get my other purple crystal at some point. I keep forgetting to do that. It probably doesn't help that, I mean, I hate to use Tor as the example, but Jedi Knights, aka tanks, and Sith Warriors, aka tanks, can wear armor just fine. Heavy armor. But yeah, no, it's a gameplay hold-off of the fact that mages can't use armor in D&D. That is literally where it's coming from. I almost guarantee it. I don't know for total certainty, but it's a little too one-to-one for me to dismiss that. Now, I understand why they used the D20-based system for this. It makes perfect sense, because they already had the data for Neverwinter Nights made, so they could reuse a lot of code there. So, efficiency. And as I've said before, I don't actually have anything wrong with doing... Oh god, this stupid puzzle. Is this the Tower of Hanoi puzzle? I don't see anything really wrong with using a D20 system in general. Just, you know. Just making sure. Yep, that's that. Okay. That's it. There's actually... So the armor is made from Zalamiri hide. And that explains everything. Yeah, you know what? Sure, Django. I'll take it. But yes, Geludo, this was in fact in many ways based off of the D20 Star Wars PNP system. If my sources are correct, I couldn't cite a source for that, so forgive me.
Yes?
Yeah, could you, like, heal us all? Thank you.
Warning, activating flow control may...
Aw. Yeah, I get that we have a little bit of gameplay and story segregation here, but what the hell is up with this puzzle? That's true, they did Malacro.
Warning, warning. Warning. Warning.
Really?
Warning.
There we go. Well, that was worth our time. But why is that a thing? Why are there several corridors which are separately pressure sealed, which also happen to have a bunch of water in them above the water level? I feel like adding, since we are above, you know, sea level at this point. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, because I think I picked it up just now. In regards to the system in place to cycle water from the ocean to the thermal heaters, what were you thinking? What made you put that airlock mechanism on the only other path to the north side of the base? Now everyone has to know how to cycle the water out of one room and into the adjoining room for each of the 3 rooms in sequence without accidentally flooding the room they're in. We'd lost 7 troopers just this week. Next time I'm there, you better show me how to do it properly. I can't afford to lose any more of my aides while I'm trying to get to the Selkath. Sorry, sir, we had to change the pump mechanism since one of the fish people swam in one of the intakes outside. The external flow controls push the water into the chambers north and south only now. The flow controls in the middle are... here's the trick to do the puzzle. We're trying to get the system passed as quickly as possible, sir. The Selkath authorities monitoring our base have made this much more difficult.
Quick.
Get it!
So the actual reason is because the Sith are stupid and incompetent. I believe that. Fully. Oh, a few thousand, Zekdaft. Maybe tens of thousands. I don't know. They're not clear. Ooh. I already have that on me.
Yes?
Yeah, half the order of what was probably in the hundreds of thousands of Jedi in a galaxy-wide organization. Yeah, KOTOR 2 is the one that rewards you for not bashing everything, and penalizes you for bashing everything. Penalizes. I could talk. I'm not sure if that's a gameplay plus or a minus for KOTOR 2. We'll discuss that when we get there. Just look at this really quick.
Take that! Now get it. Take that!
There, take it.
I mean, making skills useful, that's just awful. It's certainly not something that I believe I have already given a gameplay negative to. Well, I don't have any computer skills, so we're just going to dodge that. Do you mind? Hello? No grenades. Actually, I need to change my lightsaber colors. I just haven't had a chance to do so, and also remembered when I had a chance to do so. At some point, I'll remember to change my lightsaber colors. You know, do they have to have red lighting in the room where everyone's supposed to sleep? Actually, also, do they have to have blue lighting in the beds? Like, I want you to picture there's just a blue monitor right next to where your head is when you're sleeping at night. Just picture that for a second. But, sir, it looks so cool. Yes, but I can't sleep!
Yes? I'm here.
Man, I really don't agree with that one. I actually have a blue light in my sleeping area, which I have covered because otherwise I can't sleep. Of course, that's also true with any light whatsoever. So, whatever. I also have a bit of insomnia problems. That's probably related to that. But either way, screw those people.
I still got it.
Open sesame. Don't worry, whatever. I tried. Let's save, because we need to do a persuasion check, which we don't have the ability to do. Wait, no, talk to me. Talk to me. No! Die, murderous scum. Ooh, money. I do like money. Oh, what did I have with a similar problem, Berenian? It was actually in a previous place when my computer was in the same room as my bed, which it no longer is, thank God. I don't want to kill you. God dang it.
How did you get in here? Wait. I recognize you. Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Taris alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
Well, let me guess. You intend to collect this reward, right?
Give us the honor of aiding you.
See? What did I tell you?
As you wish, my eager apprentices. We shall remove this thorn from Malak's side once and for all.
Oh, right. Oh no, it's a Dark Jedi Master now. Whoa! I am totally terrified. You know, that would actually not surprise me, Takoida, considering the whole droid factory thing. I mean, think about it. Droids with lightsabers, it's actually a thing in canon, so... So this is a 3-8. And this is also a 3-8. But it looks cooler. +5 to cosmetics. Although, actually, speaking of which, let's get you a master robe while we're at it. And I don't have another master robe.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yes?
What?
Look, it's better than the light side robe, that's all I'm saying. Alright, what do we got here? Where's the date? Oh, here we go. It's way down here. The final plan was to use these young Selkath to overthrow the current government and install a puppet government that the Sith would dominate. Journal didn't update, though. Lord Malak is most displeased by your being a person. Alright, so I have no persuasion skill. This might be a Sith press. Only Sith masters and apprentices are allowed here. I am Revan. I'll go ahead and answer honestly. I'm investigating the disappearance of young Selkath. You realize that what they told you was a lie. I mean, they're gonna enslave your planet.
Yes. Certainly you must have heard of the destruction of Taris. It's your honorable friends that committed that atrocity.
Taris is nothing but a Republic lie. Now, how about this datapad?
You have been saved from more than you know. Given time, the Sith would have turned you fully to the dark side, and you would have betrayed your world gladly.
Yeah, Taris was done by the Republic. Okay, here's a question for you guys. Do you think that the Republic of this era would wipe out a planet like Taris? Fully populated planet, I feel like adding. You know, not like Korriban or something. Hey, I got a token that I didn't end up needing.
I'm here.
What? No, 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 no. I don't care. Don't care. Sure.
Yeah, what?
I mean, in terms of personal power, I would say Malik is reasonably high tier. He could at least be, you know, to use a boxing term, a heavyweight or something similar, but he couldn't handle the actual highest tier Jedi, in my opinion. Oh god, do I have to go back to this stupid thing? Thank you, God. For the fact that I don't have to do that stupid puzzle again. Like, you know, the likes of Vader, Exar Kun, Palpatine, sadly, Vitiate. You know, they, oh, for Christ's sakes. Jolie would, you know, be higher tier than Malik. Like, if we were to divide it into highs, mids, and lows, I would say Malik is a high mid. Hey, Tazara. Wait a minute. I feel like I just got an email from Tazara that I have to stop the stream to check. Hang on, let's see here. Let's see, here we go. Oh, okay. Surviving Mars. Well, that's okay. That's acceptable. Is he still not here?
I'm here.
And you need?
Oh, come on! It's right, you stupid idiot!
What? I'm here.
And you need?
What? What can I do?
Yes?
What?
Oh my god, it's like herding cats! Come on! You'll never take me alive! I mean, I could kill all those Jedi, or excuse me, Jedi. I could kill all those droids just fine. Arbiter? Thank you very much, Tazara. Much obliged as always, sir. And you know the question. I refuse to say thank you a second time. It's against my religion. Alright, Django and Dakota, you get to choose then. Thank you again, Tazara. I'm going to interrupt. I have a data pad that may be relevant to this case. Thank you. See, the funny thing is, by the way, this is one of the reasons why I mentioned earlier that the actual... No, I don't remember where my last save was, Django. The actual legality of whether we were guilty or not wasn't relevant. Because I mentioned that with regards to the Sunry case. Because what it was about the proxies and the politics. Well, it's the same thing here. We could just let them, kill us because we are guilty of what they accuse us of. We are. We broke into the Sith base and killed a lot of people. Don't think it's murder, but we did kill a lot of people. So, we're guilty. End of story, right? Just like Sunry was guilty. Thing is, if we give them the mitigating evidence, which shows that we were there with decent intent... Well, I'm saying that wrong. Throw that out the window. If we give them the evidence that the Sith Empire was conspiring against their government, they will take that as a political boon from our government and will use it to give us the political brownie points to say that they end all charges. Even though we are guilty. I want to stress that again. So, released with no charges. Yay. Now I'm going to go turn in a quick quest to Tazara.
Hey, kid. That was a good thing you did there. Almost brought a tear to this old man's eye.
That was a truly noble act. The Jedi Council would be pleased.
It's okay, I got all the reward I needed. Experience points. Oh, thank you, Tazara, very much. Oblige the bits as always, sir. But I refuse to put it to... No, actually, Psychonauts is on the list, so I will put it towards Psychonauts. Django, you haven't answered the question yet. I suppose that depends on how you ask it, Savacom. Because there's Vitier, who's in charge of the Sith, and then there's Malak, who's in charge of the Sith. So, take your pick. Also, at this point in history, Vitier is only kind of in charge of the Sith, because there's also the Jedi Dark Council, which is actually doing the day-to-day running of the Sith, even though Vitier is actually on top. Thank you, Velvedrix. Since apparently Django's just ignoring me at this point. Whatever I want. Okay, I'll put that into dealer's choice. I have a category for that. Now, I'm being a little bit jokey, but the harsh truth is there are actually 2 Sith Empires right now, and if we want to really get down to it, there's actually 3 Sith Empires, but can we all just ignore the third one? Can we just throw that out the window? Cool. Okay, so there's 2 Sith Empires right now. There's the one that is encompassing entirely ex-Republic military, who followed Revan and later Malak. And then there's the Sith Empire, who's, you know, off doing its own thing. Well, they're not really relevant yet, and didn't actually exist at the time of this game's creation. This. Oh, right. The third one is the one under Valkorion. If that doesn't give it away, then I got nothing.
Have you managed to retrieve?
Yes.
Excellent. It does not appear to have been tampered with, so the Sith did not manage to copy its contents yet. And now for your information. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence against the evil of the Sith Empire. As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. We need much in the way of supplies and material to stem the tide of battle and bring us victory. Manan is the sole source of Kolto, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. Frankly, we need as much of it as we can get.
Okay.
The Selkath conservatives, with their neutrality treaties, seek to treat the Sith and the Republic equally. This includes Kolto exports. But a few more far-sighted Selkath see that if the Sith are ever allowed to win, the galaxy will be plunged into darkness, and there would be nothing to stop them from taking Manan anyway. So we made a deal.
HK, easy answer. Black Bow.
We recently began construction of a secret underground facility to harvest Kolto directly at its source. We also hope to one day be able to synthesize it effectively. Current techniques are insufficient for the task, so we must mine it for now. The amount we take would hardly be noticed, since most is lost naturally before it reaches the surface anyway. We were nearing completion of the base when the digging teams reported some sort of obstruction. An ancient building or artifact, possibly your star map. Transmissions from the base were cut off abruptly after that, and we haven't heard from the station since.
So, what happened down there?
We don't know. We just don't know. As you may have noticed, we're hiring a lot of mercenaries around here. Ostensibly, they're to be shipped off-world to aid in our fight against the Sith, but they're really for another purpose. When we lost contact with the station in the Rackard Rift, we sent our contingent of Republic soldiers down to investigate. None returned. We've tried hiring mercenaries and sending them down as well, but none of those expeditions have returned either. The reason we really sent that droid underwater, and the reason we needed its data back so badly, was to find out what happened to the Rackard Rift station. But now that we have the data back, our operation is in no danger of exposure to the Sith. And now I must live up to my end of the bargain.
So how do I get down there?
I took the liberty of having a submarine prepared for your departure. Merely use this card to get past the door behind our Kolto packing room and enter the sub therein. It has been programmed to take you down to the station, and also to take you back up should you need something. I would send soldiers to assist you, but we've lost many of ours, and nearly exhausted the mercenary population of this planet. The soldiers we have are barely enough to keep this base secure. The Sith have also noted our interest and begun to bribe mercenaries away from us. Please, find out what happened to the facility. There may be some survivors left down there. Perhaps even the head scientist, Kono Nolan. Good luck in your efforts.
Sure. Aw, interrogation guy's gone. I was gonna flay some more skin off of him. Oh well. Alright, ready for the other half of this planet? Yeah, no kidding, Blackwell. I was actually not going to comment on it, but the very phrase, "we've exhausted the mercenary population of the planet," just makes me kind of go... I mean, I know, in Star Wars planets are towns, but still, what the hell, man? We've exhausted the mercenary population of the planet Earth.
How did you get in? Did they send another submersible? Quick, we have to get out of here. We have to get away.
I'm sorry, who are you?
No, we have no time. We have to leave now. I managed to close the door after they killed everyone else, but I don't know how long it will hold.
It's okay. They tasted some of your cooking. They had to get out of here.
The Selkath, they went crazy. They started killing anything that moved. Someone must have triggered the defense systems too, because all the droids activated as well. I was one of the mercs the Republic sent down here to find out what happened. We came down and secured the first couple of rooms. There were bodies everywhere, and the Selkath came out, screaming and croaking their fishy little war cries.
The what?
They swarmed out and over us. There was no way we could stop them. So we ran. But hardly any of us made it. I locked the door behind us, but the others had already left in the submersible. The sharks. The Feroxa out there, and worse. I heard an explosion shortly after the submersible left. They didn't make it. Just food for the sharks and the Selkath. Like us.
Sadly, Malachor, the thing that best does world building for this era of Star Wars is Tor.
No! I locked the door so the Selkath won't get in. If you open it, we're all done for.
I mean, I really don't have a choice here, Neelix.
If you go in there, you're dead. You're all dead. If you want to die, then go. You won't hear me mourning for you. I'll stay here and be safe until some sort of real rescue comes.
Okay. That is a very Neelix thing to do. Oh, God. Yeah, Darth Bandon shows up and it's like, uh-huh. So, do you think we're going to get the special loot drop? No, yes, that is Ethan Phillips. That's why I made the cooking joke. Because it's funny that he's a bad cook. Right? That's funny, right? Oh, really, Django? Aw. Pity. So I don't actually know all the details, but I know there's a special drop off of Darth Bandon, which is it's a special lightsaber. It looks and sounds exactly like all the other lightsabers, but it has a different effect when you put crystals into it.
Poison.
feel it.
Hi, JP. Yeah, Malik, as we will find out in far more detail when we get to Korriban, Malik is literally taking any Yahoo and recruiting them en masse. Which, I don't think Revan did, but I could be wrong. But we do know that one way or another, Malik is definitely just taking in whomever.
Now.
I've also always liked to think that the reason there's so many Dark Jedi Masters under Malik is not that they're actually stronger, they're just getting mass promoted. Okay, yeah, no, you're totally a Jedi Master now. Here's your title. With you in a minute. Busy being covered in carbonite right now. Yeah, I will... Wait, what were you wrong about, Blue Wolf? You weren't wrong about you being awesome. You are awesome, sir. Sorry, dude. Well, you see, Dream Whisperer. Stab! Okay, there we go. Whew! Dodged that one. Thank you very much, Blue Wolf Alex. Much obliged, sir. And I will put that towards, one. How do I want to notate this? We'll just do cold steel. Make it nice and simple. I don't need to put trails of heroes of the sky and the zoos.
Oh! The Force fights with me!
No. No.
Take that!
Oh, that's fine. Aha! Gotcha, Blue Wolf. I was gonna say, what did I do wrong, man? It's twice today you guys have freaked me out. Wait a minute. Let's see if I got the memo here. In response to those Phyrexian sharks outside, I managed to whip up a little something in one of the workrooms. This is a sonic emitter which should scare them off. The sound seems to work a lot better underwater than through the air, and you can fix it outside on the Envirosuit. When am I going to get that raise? Yeah, the Republic doesn't have money right now, sorry. Although we could raise tariffs.
You cannot win!
I agree, Nami. Or Name. One of these days I'm going to settle on a pronunciation for that. I do like that whirlwind animation, as Takoida mentioned earlier. I missed it last time.
There, take that.
Oh, yeah, I should be drinking. Good skin floor. Locker guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me just lightsaber this locker open here. There we go.
Is somebody out there? Fishy, fishy, fishy. Come and eat me too. You can't get me, little fishy. Not in here. I'm safe behind my walls.
Funny fact, this guy's ultimate fate is never explained, but he could die pretty horribly here if you think about it. I mean, he probably doesn't, but he could.
Investigate? You're just like the others. Fodder for the Selkath. Walk and fish next. Trump, trump, trump. If you can run, you might be fast food.
When the Selkath went insane and started killing everybody, I locked myself in here. I'm safe in here. Nothing can hurt me in here. No fishy food for me.
You wish to come out.
No, 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 no. That's what the others said. Mercenaries like you. But they're dead. The Selkath ate them. Lunchy munchy. Only the ones left in the south part of the base might still be alive, where the Kolto is. Few fishies there, but many, many, many fishies in between the water.
So what made them go insane?
Don't know. Go ask them. When the demon screamed, it shook every mind in the station. We fell to the ground but survived. Fishy fishies, though, they just got hungry.
If you don't come out, I'll just leave you there.
Bye-bye. Go look for fishy people. They'll chomp and bite and chomp and bite. Food for fishy. That's you.
The Mega Shark, which we'll be killing, by the way. Probably. Basically still has some influence over the Selkath, for reasons that are not fully explained. But yeah, he just gave us the whole lore dump there that we need. The whole exposition dump, I should say. Not that I'm complaining, he does it in an amusing way. But yeah, we know everything that we need to know as of now. I mean, it being their sacred animal is certainly true, but that doesn't explain why it screams, and then they decide to just start killing and eating everyone else in the base. And stay that way, by the way. They stay in a state of killing and eating.
Not this again!
We need to have an emote where someone just says, "The Force," and there's confetti spraying. I mean, the Selkath are probably descended from the sharks here. So. Come on. There you go, Prometheus. That's true, you're not yourself when you're hungry. Like Rax over there, oh my god, one time he hadn't had a Snickers, he literally bit my arm off. I had to grow a whole new one. Ugh, terrible. Open. I'm missing the door. Damn it. This. There we go. Jeez Louise. D&D has gone back and forth on that idea, by the way. Sometimes doors have high AC, sometimes they just have a ton of HP, sometimes they have a ton of damage reduction.
The Force fights with me!
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Name that starts with N. Okay, so I can actually access the airlocks. I don't think I want to just yet. I'm ignoring the fact that I have lightsabers, which, let's be honest, should be able to slice through a door like butter, but, you know, whatever. Let's just walk away from that one. We've already talked about how Star Wars doesn't know how to portray lightsabers, and never has. You've got to be able to hit the torpedo. That's fair. That's fair. So I'm like, ugh. I can't see. And to me, Bashla is sitting back there just being like, what do I see in her again? And Jolie's like, what did I get myself into? Okay. AC of 20. Yeah, and sometimes the DM says, you know what, screw it. This is a plot door. Something the Elder Scrolls leans on a lot, actually. No, you can't. Or wait, no, not Elder Scrolls. Neverwinter Nights. That was it. Neverwinter Nights leans on that a lot. Because they had plot doors, right? You can't lockpick them, you can't bash them. They have to have the key. Sometimes there's a logical explanation for that. Most of the time, there's not. It's just, hey. It's way slower.
Who's there? You're not Selkath, I can see that much. Are you another rescue crew?
I am Revan.
I'm a merc the Republic hired a couple days ago to investigate. But all we found was a bunch of insane Selkath killing everything that moves. All my companions are dead. The Selkath swarmed over us. There were dozens of them. And they looked wrong, somehow. Like something had changed inside them. Insane or something. Oh, I'd have gone back to the surface long ago if this complex hadn't been overrun by all those crazy Selkaths. There's no way for me to get to the submarine docking bay.
What are you doing here?
I discovered a way to get to the bay and seal off the rest of the base. I just have to find the Kolto harvester they built on the edge of the Hrakert Rift. It's got an emergency override to open the doors to the submarine docking bay. And I could get in from the outside. I figured my only chance was to slap on an environment suit, head out onto the ocean floor, and check that harvester out for myself. Besides, it's gotta be safer out on the ocean floor than back in there with all those crazed Selkath mutants running around looking for dinner.
Okay, I'll come with you.
I'm not spending another minute in this facility. Not with those psychotic fish people all over the place. I'm heading out to the ocean floor right now. It leads to another complex of buildings. Going through them is the only way to reach the Kolto harvester. We should probably stick together, but I won't wait around in here with the Selkath. You can catch up with me if you want. Down the hall and through the doors on the right. I'll be waiting on the ocean floor where it's safe.
Come on, hurry up. Don't just stand there, we have to keep moving. The water is filled with... Ow! Ah!
Pluto's totally a planet. What are you talking about? Cooldowns! And I've queued up a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, that was actually lucky. I hit that too early and almost too late. The only thing that ruins this is you can see the surface of the water. It's like 20 feet above us. I mean, for scientific purposes, we can distinguish the two if we want to, but realistically speaking, what's the difference? Seriously, though, we can see the surface of the water is right there. You can see it. You can see the surface line. Oh, you can't see my mouse. It's right above those lights right over there. No, the problem is this is a 2003 game. That's why the surface of the water's right there. They do as good of a job as they possibly could with the limitations. And I'm not going to hold that against them. Yeah, I like the fact that we're just in a light river. It's like, we need to take a submarine to get down there, but it's right there. You need an underwater thing to walk through here, the pressure suit, but it's right there. Look, I can look down from the surface. I can see the surface. No, okay. Where are we at? Hey, guys.
No, you can't come in here. You'll let the Firaxa and the Selkath in. No, stay out! Stay out! I won't let you open the door for those monsters to get in. I'll stop you. I'll suck all the pressure out of the chamber. That'll stop you.
Kill them! Kill them now!
I'm sorry, what?
60 seconds to complete depressurization.
Oh yeah, I need to do this, don't I? Or not?
54 seconds.
What? What do you want?
Open the damn door.
Yes, you're a friend. I'll unlock the door. I'm sorry for what I did. I don't know what came over me. I just panicked when I heard someone outside the door. Please forgive me. I'm just so scared.
We're both just scared.
When the Selkath went crazy, I thought everyone else except me and Sammy went mad. We had a few people outside the station when it happened.
The Firaxan sharks just tore them apart. It was like they were frenzied.
The next thing we knew, our Selkath researchers started screaming and clawing at everything around them. My team was torn apart and eaten before my eyes. Sammy and me, I thought we were the only ones left. We heard the Selkath outside the doors every once in a while, and strange noises echoing through the base.
We thought everyone was dead or insane. I must have been hysterical. I don't know what I can say. I truly apologize for the horrible mistake I was making.
I'm Kono Nolan, and this is Sammy. We were scientists working here on the Harakard Rift project.
Look, it's all cool. I know you just tried to murder me while screeching, kill them now. Oh my god.
We had a secret agreement with the moderates in the Selkath government. They knew that Manan could not survive independently if the Sith were victorious.
Those thugs would wipe out the whole damn planet just to get at the Kolto.
So the Republic approached them about making this secret installation to harvest more Kolto, where the Sith couldn't see us. But all that went horribly, horribly wrong.
So, what happened?
We don't know. Not for sure.
The work teams were outside in the rift, near the vent. Then there was this rumbling, and my head felt like it was splitting open.
This monster rose up from the rift.
It was a Firaxa shark, I think. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen before. Bigger than our submersibles.
It was like it was screaming inside my head.
Then all the Selkath started screaming too. And they turned on us. It was like they couldn't control themselves. Like the sound that the monster was making in our heads drove them insane.
Well, maybe it was protecting the ruins by the rift.
It could have been. It might have a lair in the Harakard Rift near the Kolto vent. That might explain a few things too.
Like what?
Like why it reacted so violently when our construction efforts got closer to the vent. And also, why it's so large. It must be feeding off the Kolto. Would have to be ancient indeed for it to reach that size. With Kolto as a food source.
And all those other Firaxan sharks? Those might be its offspring.
Which would be why they all swarmed when it called out to them. Children coming to protect their mother.
Supposition, presumption, make up stuff and pretend it's the truth.
The Firaxan sharks have always been a serious problem. We had some blasters and projectile cannons to defend against them, but They still got some of our workers from time to time.
We were working on a soluble chemical compound that would drive them away. Something that smelled or tasted repulsive to them, but we never got it working right.
Oh, I think not. Even flawed like it is, it should be ideal for this situation.
No, it's not working right. You don't know what it'll do.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
The repellent we made was supposed to drive Firaxan sharks away, but we never got very far in its development. The one we tested instead was violently toxic to them, rupturing their outer skin in seconds and preventing them from drawing oxygen from the water by clogging their intakes.
Which is exactly what we need in this situation. Something to kill that monster shark that destroyed our station.
But we don't know how else the chemical reacts. We only tried it in a controlled environment. In the open ocean, who knows what it could do? It could even affect the Kolto.
We know exactly what it'll do. It'll kill the shark. That's what we designed it to do.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Gum Gum, and I don't mean this against you, I just don't care. I don't give a damn if Pluto's a planet or not. And I also don't see why it really matters. So, yes, that is Cam Clark. That is a pretty horrible way to die. So, spoiler alerts. If you poison the shark, it's Darkseid. And I think you're banned from the planet. If you don't poison the shark, it's Lightside. And I don't even remember what the consequence is. So, what would you do? Now, I do have something to add to this, but I'll get to that in a minute.
You can take this canister of toxin. We were working on it just before the giant shark drove all the Selkath insane. All you need to do is insert it into the main Kolto harvester and have it vented. Get away as soon as you can. We don't know how much worse it'll affect the giant Firaxan shark.
What's the other choice?
Well, the monster seems to have been driven out by the machinery we installed at the edge of the rift. We've seen it out there on the cameras, bashing itself against the machines. I think if you could destroy the machinery we installed, the shark would calm down and retreat back into its lair inside the rift.
And how would I do that?
You can reprogram the harvesting machines to overpressure their self-oxidizing fuel so that the fuel tank canisters will rupture and the entire machine will destroy itself. The hydrolium gas we use is a gas at 1 to 3 million Sangin, a liquid at about 4 million Sangin, and a solid above that. When it's a liquid, it's very explosive. If you inject enough of the hydrolium gas into the tank, the pressure will be so great that it'll turn to liquid form and start a chain reaction inside the machine.
But we'll lose everything we've built here. All those years of work.
It's better than whatever your chemical will do to the water.
Now, here's the thing. What irritates me about this, and this is actually, in my opinion, one of the worst light side, dark side choices in the entire game, is we walk into this with so little information and so little understanding of what to do, that, and yet the game treats both choices as definitively light side or definitively dark side. Like, it's very stark in the way it approaches. The game basically berates you constantly if you decide to kill the shark, and, you know, can go very, very badly. The game then praises you constantly if you try to go the peaceful route, so to speak. And by peaceful route, I mean destroying the Republic's machinery here. But if you throw all of the knowledge of how this turns out the window and just approach it from the perspective of, there's a shark, it emerged. It caused the local Selkath to go insane and start eating and killing everyone. We have two ways that might deal with it. One of them is to introduce a poison, which we don't know what it will do, and the other is to destroy the machinery, which we don't know what it'll do. See, the problem here is that it's too poorly set up. I agree. That's a good way to put that, Dakota. It's a little too poorly set up. This section is just kind of... Okay. Now, I know a few people, 2 people personally and 1 person internetly, whatever the term is for that, who went with the killing the shark option because they presumed, based on this information and based on the whole, insane Selkath thing, that was the correct option. Then the game smacks their wrist and gives them dark side points for choosing it, and it's like, oh, yes, Sci-Fi Debris is the internetly person I'm referring to. Like I said, I do know 2 people personally who killed the shark, and I want to stress, not killing the shark because they were evil or playing a dark side route, because they actually thought it was the correct choice to make here. I don't remember what I did my first time playing this. I feel like I destroyed the shark. I feel like that's the first thing I did. Because I distinctly remember an emotion of being surprised. Right? Like of being just like, wait, what? Because the game's like, oh my god, you did this horrible thing. And I'm just like, whoa. Okay. Let's, And, I mean, a few times BioWare does that. What do you think we should do, guys? Yeah, hang on. I'll set up a poll. Sorry, I'm just yawning all over the place. I woke up at like 9:40 this morning. I start stream at 10, if you don't understand why I bring that up. I didn't even get a chance to do my morning exercises. There, 3-minute poll. Go. Boop. Voot. It's right up top of the chat. I will be right back, though, while you guys do that. Sorry. right. The option that won the vote is... Dramatic pause. Where's the vote? Come on. Oh ho! Of the 16 people who voted, apparently only has 16 viewers right now. I know, you can't vote on mobile. I actually pulled the stream up on my phone briefly to see if they have fixed that yet, but no, apparently you still cannot vote on mobile. I must destroy the harvesting machines.
Good. Destroying the machinery will be better in the long run. We can't risk damaging the environment or the Kolto.
I hate to bring this up, but destroying a bunch of machinery at the ocean floor is probably going to cause damage to both the environment and the Kolto.
You'll have to break into the computer on the harvesting machine and fiddle with the fuel injectors to get the tank pressure up to the point where the hydrolium will liquidize. Once the machinery is gone, the shark should leave.
That won't work and you know it. We have to vent the toxin from the harvesting machine. Once the shark is dead, we can get back to mining the Kolto. You know what you have to do.
I just hope you make the right choice.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, Dakota. That... It really, yeah, I agree. It really does feel like they were just like, so... We've got this big complex... You know, actually, hang on. Let's rewind a second. So what do you want to bet that this section was actually designed segregate from the part 1 section? And they ended up basically merging the two in the end. Like, they had this idea for, you know, an underwater base and a creepy thing, and, you know, the whole horror element, the atmospheric vibe thing. People eating other people, zombies, death! And then they had this idea for this big, complex political situation, which is, you know, the one up top, and they were like, let's just make that the same planet. And they just kind of smashed them together. I'm speaking deleteriously, and I shouldn't do that, but the point is that kind of thing happens all the time in game development. Like, the amount of stuff that they decided not to put into KOTOR 1 is huge. Like, hang on. I found a list the other day while I was getting into this. Spin to win. Spin to win. Stop. No, stop. There. What do we got here? Slaheron. That was a planet that was cut entirely. There was going to be a Sarlacc pit in Tatooine. There was going to be a Sand People plot, which was cut. Let's see here. It was possible to actually fight the Crate Dragon instead of just mining it to death. There apparently was an alternate ending for female Revan to kill Bastila and remain on the Starforge with Karth as it's destroyed. Swoop racing was going to be much bigger early on, and you actually mentioned that earlier, Django. They were really going to have Vima Sunrider in this instead of Bastila. That's okay, because Juhani was originally called Bastila, or Bastila. This is originally going to take place during the Clone Wars. I remember that one, because that was kind of a big one. Anyways. Yeah, I'm kind of glad they didn't put Sunrider in it, admittedly. I don't think I would call dying horribly to kill the enemy a good ending, but... I mean, maybe, you know, depends. But yeah, the Clone Wars thing, I imagine a lot of people know about that. Because the whole idea was that they wanted to... Like, that was the original intent, especially since the prequels were happening. And if you remember, there was a lot of Clone Wars books that were coming out at about that point in time. But they wanted more creative freedom. They wanted to be able to, you know, do something other than, you know, lining up with the books and the movies. So they decided to go back a few thousand years to be able to do whatever the hell they wanted to. I don't blame them. I really don't. But I kind of find myself wondering what a Clone Wars era KOTOR game would have been like. I shouldn't actually do that. I could probably get killed by a random shark. Oh, shoot. I am going the wrong way. Although I must fill out the map. Isn't there a thing over here? No, I guess not. All right, all right. Probably Django. I thought there was one other place to get to in this section. Obviously I'm wrong because I don't hear anything. Oh god, that sound effect. See, now you could complain it's too dark. Well, Attack of the Clones is already being worked on at this point in time. I mean, the whole prequel trilogy, they did a lot of the prep work for most of it in one bundle, so it's not saying much. I don't remember the exact timelines, but I do know that Episode 1 and 2 were basically being worked on more or less simultaneously, with a few noteworthy exceptions. I'll just take this frag mine here. Totally worth the detour. Especially given how often I use mines in this game. Hey guys, oh my gosh, okay. So I need that one now, I think. Okay. Last autosave cheat used. To fix a bug. That's why that cheat used message is there. Stupid thing. Last autosave is here. I am not playing a modded version of this game, technically. As in, I have no stability patches. Yes, I know, Django. I have one mod installed. It does not affect the graphics. It does not affect the stability. It is not a bug fix patch. This is all that everyone's been asking about. I'm going the wrong way. So, for all the reasons that people are asking the question, the answer is no. But I do have one mod installed, because, god damn it. At some point, we're going to have to debate whether or not that's actually a negative or not. I'll have to debate that, though. It is a mod to allow you to romance Bastila while you are a female. That's it. Now you're probably thinking, why do you care, Laura? Well, If I did not turn on that mod, Bastila would 100% guaranteed die this playthrough. Because we only have one suit jacked out. Without Persuade? How? This is news to me, because last I checked, the only two ways to convince her are a very high Persuade check and the romance. Apparently there is a way to do it. Well, whatever, I don't give a damn. I've said it before and I've said it again. I prefer the idea that the love between Bastila and Revan is what redeems her to the light side. If I have to explain why I prefer that, I can. But that, to me, is one of the best moments of the entire game. Which is one you are locked out of if you are a female. That's not a negative. That makes perfect sense. I'm with that. Feed the toxins. No, Oh, this is the Tower of Hanoi puzzle, isn't it? Oh, God, I don't remember how to do this. Someone kill Catabow for me really quick. Gotta establish my cred. Oh, right. Okay, got it. There we go. Also, isn't that the big shark over there? Oh, what that said is, now that you've destroyed the machinery, it shows no sign of hostility and is allowing you to pass. And conveniently enough, hey, there's the star map. Right there. Yeah, movies kind of have to be disabled to make this streamable. It's one of the two sacrifices we had to make. The other one being no animation behind me. Nope, no kaboom. Sorry. Whoop. What shortcut? Oh, I suppose I should say which shortcut. It's not here. Okay, where is it? That would be this one then. I'll be honest, I didn't even see this on my way back. At all. It wasn't on the mini-map, and I was, it didn't show up on the camera. I think that love is pure evil and must be purged from the galaxy. And then once more the... It's like the absence of love. The ambivalence will rule the galaxy.
At last, my search is over. I was beginning to fear someone else had killed you and deprived me of the pleasure you may have defeated the pathetic bounty hunter my master sent after you. But you are no match for me. I have studied at the foot of the Dark Lord himself.
Who are you?
Do you think those Republic subs are the only way to reach the ocean floor? Malik and Revan found a way down here long before the Rackard station was built. I acquired a ship and followed the same route Revan and my master used on their own journey. Then it was simply a matter of waiting for you to return for the star map.
You're an idiot.
Your words mean nothing to me, unless you wish to beg for your life. No? Then I shall try to make this both quick and painful.
Oh no, please don't kill me! Anything but that. Oh no, I'm so afraid of you. What was your name again? I guess it doesn't matter. Goodbye. So anyways. Hang on, what is this? Despite the unfortunate fate of Darth Bandon, the light armor remains a desirable asset for any warrior. Brandon. That's his name, Brandon. Yeah, this is why I make fun of Bandon so much, by the way. He's not just pathetic, because pathetic can be amusing or entertaining. He's pathetic and boring. I'm not going to give a story negative for him, but he is just... Why are you here? If he was out of the story entirely, I bet you'd barely notice. Because all that would be missing is one cutscene, which is stupid, and one fight, which is dull, the one we just did. That's it. That's the extent of his influence in the game.
You've returned. I was beginning to fear that you too might have been lost. Did you find out what had happened down there at the facility?
Alright, what's the second cutscene, Django?
Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully you'll learn something.
I actually forgot he was in the intro. Well, thank you very much, Snufflegrunt. Oblige the support, sir. Which one? Just to make sure. Because Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out probably next year. Maybe this year? I don't know, I haven't heard. Like, last I checked, they don't even have a release window for that yet. Yeah, he survived the Endar Spire with no escape pods. Another reason to hate the Endar Spire sequence. Yeah, I'm guessing it's not coming out this year, not with how recently they announced it. I know Wizard of the Coast is throwing their weight behind video games, but not that hard. Hopefully they don't crunch on this one.
Insane. What did they do? And why?
They killed everyone.
They killed Everyone? And the mercenaries we sent later? It's horrible.
That's fine. Baldur's Gate 3, you got it.
Something was down there? Living in the rift by the Kolto?
Yeah, big old shark.
That's horrible. The entire operation wasted by a disaster we could never in 1,000 years have foreseen. What has happened to the facility itself? Were there any survivors?
A couple people.
Well, that's good to know. Good to know indeed. But what has happened to the facility? Was it damaged?
Well...
No, that is terrible. That will set our work back years. It may even cost us the war. While I am glad that you were able to solve our problems, the cost may have ended up being much too high. But you have done your job and helped us in our time of need. And for that, I thank you. Oh, and did you end up finding your star map?
Yeah.
As you can see, by helping us, you helped yourself. Perhaps we can work together again in the future.
Unlikely. I have to give in to the dark side, take over the Starforge, and use it to conquer the galaxy. I mean... Well, thank goodness that's over with, guys. Let's go ahead and save here really quick. What? You'll never take me alive. I like how you can say that both times. Nothing happened whatsoever. Unfortunately, I haven't saved recently, Django. There's a lot of ways to die in cutscenes in this planet, aren't there? Did I? Sure, then. The Sith were trying to collapse the rift. The Sith were at the rift? But how could the Sith been there? We monitor the rift constantly. How could they approach it without us knowing? They had Selkath helping them. Selkath? Selkath would not help off-worlders. They've already attempted to seduce our young away from us. I don't know, I was crawling with Sith. It was all the Sith! It's likely you sabotaged our efforts and our facilities. For this you must pay the ultimate price. So for your crimes against Manan and Selkath, you are banned forever this world and painted death. Oh, they didn't kill me! Aww. They didn't kill me. I'm actually sad. No, Gum Gum. I would not. Too many people survive death in Star Wars as is. Ahem. The explosions were at a research station both our governments set up there. What are you talking about? Don't lie to us. We know of this. What? It'll be discussed later. This cannot be kept silent. The council will hear nothing of this, and you will keep your silence or be ejected from the court. But we cannot silence. What happened to the research station? Machinery had woken up a giant Phyraxan shark. Impossible. It's only a legend. But she said she killed it, didn't she? You killed this shark? No, I destroyed the machinery to save it. The progenitor. It must have been. Be quiet. That is merely a myth and not fit for outsiders to hear. But it was the Lifebringer, the ancestor of our species. Think what this could mean. It is if it always laired there. Then perhaps the Kolto. Enough! Off-worlders are not to hear of such things. But she saved it. She destroyed the harvesters to save it. Indeed, this casts your actions in new light, human. This, I believe, will require more thought. Deliberate, 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 deliberate. We've reviewed your actions. We thank you for the destruction of the Chivalry and for saving the shark, which we believe is the source of the Kolto. We will not detain you any longer. While we cannot show our gratitude overtly, know you have earned our respect. This trial is over. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, no, I almost guarantee that the Selkath are a deliberate or otherwise byproduct of the Rakatans messing with the Firaxans. I didn't do the other. You know what? I don't even care. Don't even care. Don't even care. We're done with the world. We're done with it. Do I hope there'll be a true remake of KOTOR 1 and 2? Yes. I would love a proper remake of KOTOR 1 and 2. Do I think it's possible? Absolutely. Do I trust any existing company to do that? No. I can't even think of a company off the top of my head that I would absolutely trust with a KOTOR 1 or a KOTOR 2 proper remake. I will also say, and I'm curious what Django thinks of this, I think KOTOR 1 could use a proper remake more than KOTOR 2. Favorite gaming companies? Oh, I'm sure I could think of some. Oh, you want me to? Oh gosh. There's that one company, which is, there's that other one. That other one's pretty cool. I like them. They do good stuff. There's Capcom. Capcom's really been turning it around lately. I'll give it to Capcom. So there you go. Capcom. I'm sure there's others. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what we really need. A monopoly over the video gaming industry by me. Although, that is kind of the ideal. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and break for lunch, because there's definitely nothing that's going to be happening after we board this ship right here. So I'll be back in about an hour for totally not the Leviathan sequence. I'm going to go lay down. I'm tired. I'll see you there, guys.